like that shot at all.
She's not back yet. Oh, I hope nothing bad happened to Master Chevin. Hey, that little kid is crying. Wonder what happened. Let's go check what's wrong.
Hello? Is something the matter? Why are you crying?
Master Chevin, she went to gather volcanic crystals, but she's still not back yet.
So she's dead? Perhaps? Nah, she's probably not dead. She's probably trapped somewhere.
I told the guards, but they said they don't have people to spare. Plus, that area's super dangerous, with tons of monsters and bad guys. They have to finish making preparations before they can try to rescue her. But it'll be too late by then.
I guess it's time for more heroics. Wow, we are the hero in the story for once.
So, you'll help? Great! I'll just make a quick sketch to show you where the guards went earlier.
This is a wild backing track to, like, an investigation scene, I'm not gonna lie.
Master Chevin might have stopped around here. She might have been forced to go near the Umbral Needle.
The what?
If that's the case, then...
Girlie said Umbra Needle. This says Shadow Pin.
Please, you have to save her.
A prayer for blessings told to Crested. Okay, never mind. Oh god. Oh god. Dinosaur go. Dinosaur, please.
According to the map, we should be getting close.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know where I am.
Stay on your toes, though, traveler.
I'm in the air. I cannot stay on my toes. Oh. Hey, are you the person that needs help? Oh god, how do I get out of here?
Is that Master Chevin?
I guess so. Let me out. Let me out.
The tides beckon.
There we go.
Where did you come from? So strong! Let's get out of here, boys! Run! Leave the stuff if you want to live! Drop all of it!
Homie did not get to finish his voice line. We killed him.
Well, they didn't put up much of a fight.
Guess they knew what we were up against.
Thank you so much. I thought I wasn't gonna make it down this mountain alive. Saved by
Oh, you
the
have the
traveler.
jeweler's
Guess my luck's
eyepiece.
not too bad today. Sorry. Let me introduce myself. I'm Chevin, a gem artisan. I'm not usually this lucky, but maybe things are looking up.
Emix sent us to help.
She did, huh? I didn't mean to make her worry. I wasn't planning to be gone longer than 2 days, tops.
And then you got surrounded by people that want to steal your gems?
But then I discovered a new seam of volcanic crystal near the Umbral Needle. It's a large deposit and the purity is exceptional. I dug up a whole bunch of it and was getting ready to head back. But the phlogiston within the crystals attracted monsters. I panicked and ran up a narrow path to avoid them. But by the time I was in the clear, I ended up running into those bandits. You showed up in the nick of time.
If the situation was so dangerous, why didn't you just drop the crystals and run?
Probably because that's like her life's work, I guess.
I left most of them behind, believe me. I only kept the purest chunk. I have to bring it back no matter what.
How crunchy is it?
For Tlasoli and poor little Nachka.
The who? Okay, I need more expositions. I have no idea who those people are.
Right, you wouldn't know. Tlasoli is a former ancient name artisan.
Oh.
And Nachka is her daughter.
Okay. So she crafts ancient names?
That's right. Or, well, she used to. Now she just handles regular forging commissions.
Okay. Why'd she stop?
Because of her daughter. Poor Nachka contracted an awful illness. And Tlasoli put everything aside to take care of her. Even as Nachka's illness grew worse, Tlasoli never gave up. Like a torch in the night, she was determined to burn bright even as darkness encroached from all directions.
Wait, so will the crystal help the illness or something like that?
Still, all's well that ends well. Thanks to the doctor's medicine and the Great Spirit's protection. Nechka's flame was rekindled.
Oh, okay.
Her
So
condition
she's
has
fine.
been slowly improving ever since. She's still weak, of course, and has to recuperate at home. But she's well enough to write letters already. She often writes to Xilonen, apparently.
Oh.
Her dream is to become an ancient names forger, just like her mother. Her birthday's in a few days, so Tlasoli asked me to find a pure volcanic crystal to give her as a present.
Oh, that's so sweet. No wonder you wouldn't leave the crystal behind.
Yeah, talk about an important chunk of ore! What a nice gift! Paimon hopes it helps her feel better.
I'm sure she and her mother appreciate your well wishes. All right, let's head back. I'm sure Emish is worried sick.
What's Emish? Okay.
Actually, why don't you come with me to visit Tlasoli tomorrow?
Oh, okay.
It's all thanks to you that I managed to bring back the crystal.
Sure.
You deserve a reward for helping us protect something so significant.
Aw, not isn't an ancient name. I'm pretty sure that's how we're gonna get our pyro abilities, but I just hope it makes Nichka happy.
That's right! A good mood makes for a quick recovery! And of course, we wouldn't say no to a little gift.
The little side eye Paimon just gave is wild.
Don't worry, something tells me you'll like this one. But I'll let Tlasoli tell you what it is herself.
Okay. That's the end of the quest is crazy. Okay.
Oh, you're early. Looking forward to your gift?
Well, we're just happy to visit. I remember Nechka's name, and then I forgot the first person's name. That's my bad.
That's right. Nechka's been so sick, and Tlasoli had
Tlasoli,
to give up what
okay.
she loves. Things might get better, but they could probably still use some cheering up.
I've already asked someone to swing by and let Tlasoli know we're coming. She's probably made all the necessary preparations.
Okay, I'm excited then.
Let's go then. Do you mind watching the story, Mish? I'll be right back.
Bye, Mish. Hoarse Echos is the second one.
Here we are. Nice house, right? Give me a sec, I'll go knock.
Okay.
Tlasoli, open up! They're here! Tlasoli? Are you home? Open the door!
This is bad.
That's strange. Huh, the door's locked. But she shouldn't be out at this time of day.
Something suspicious.
Hey, Nechka! Nechka! It's me, Chevin! Open up, please!
Uh-oh. I don't think breaking down the door is a good idea, actually.
Still, I told Tlasoli we were coming. Maybe she had to take Nechka out to get some medicine.
This is such happy music to be put up on the ground.
Looks like the Tepetli nest.
Oh? This is really happy music for, like, something that's extremely stressful.
That's right. Tlasoli has a Tepetli companion. If I remember right, its name is Iengu?
Iengu's such a cute name.
When she was still in the forging business, she'd often have Iengu help with some digging work. But since Nechka fell ill, she hasn't let it dig much recently.
Maybe they ran out to find...
Wait a minute.
No.
What the... This place is a mess! Iengu's nowhere to be seen either.
I think Iengu maybe ran off, and then the other two went to try and find it? Unless Iengu went to get help?
Whoa, look at all these broken boxes. Something terrible must have happened.
You stay here, Chevin.
Oh... All right, I'll just... find a place to hide for now.
Now you saying I think someone died? No!
How is it that every single time Emish tells me not to go someplace dangerous, I end up running into danger? It's like her words have some sort of power over me. Maybe it's the Wyab's doing.
I don't know if it's the Wyab, though. I don't think the Wyab would want this to happen.
How is it that every single time Emish tells...
Oh, you say the same line. Boo! Not you repeating the lines.
The tracks end at this cliff. Could the Tepetli have climbed up the mountain?
I mean, it looks like
Let's
it.
head up there and see.
Give. Oh, what's this? That is a bomb. Ah! Maybe I should learn how to use this first. Does that not work? Hold on. Is it this? Nope. I think I have to just go around. I forgot how I was supposed to break things. Do you mind? Excuse me. There has to have been a faster way. Ah! No, 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 no! Is, oh, attack. Oh, my bad. Enter. Maybe it's here? F. Oh, this just brings you all the way up. Yangu? Yangu. Oh.
Huh. There really is a Tepetli up here. Might not be Tlasoli's companion, though.
Seems like it got up here on its own? But why are you sniffing the flowers, my guy?
Paimon still doesn't see any sign of Tlasoli.
Hey, Traveler! Paimon!
Is that Sassoli?
That's Chevin's voice.
Looks like someone's next to her.
Come down, quick! Tlasoli's here!
Huh? We just got up here and Tlasoli's back already? What a coincidence.
That's really suspicious. Where's... Wait, we should get the Tepetli down, right? Ah!
Why is the Tepetli coming along? Whoa, hey, don't run, you'll hit us!
You descend the mountain with the Tepetli. Did we get punted all the way down?
Yangu, come here. Are you being naughty again?
Why did you sound like the Abyss Mage for a second, though? You're scaring me.
Oh, that's a good Saurian. Oh, you must be hungry. Sorry. I'll whip up something for you later.
Kachina ears? I love her ears. They're so cute.
All right, run along and play now. I'll come along in a sec.
Oh!
Sorry, you two. I was waiting for you at home when Nechka... Well, she snuck out and ran off by herself.
Wait, is Nechka okay, though?
She said she just wanted to pick some flowers for our guests. But she ended up getting lost along the way. Luckily, I managed to find her before long.
Okay, that's good. Maybe I need to shut up before I steal another Aether voice line.
Yeah, Chevin told us she was just starting to get better.
She's still very weak. The shock and the cold winds certainly didn't help, so she ended up with a slight fever.
Oh no.
I gave her some medicine and now she's in bed.
I think she just wants to explore because she's been, like, you know, sick this whole time. And she's like, I finally feel better. It's time to go.
But it's nothing a good night's rest can't fix. That said, she won't be able to meet you today.
Oh.
I'm sorry you came all this way for nothing.
Oh, it's okay. If she's sick, she should get some rest.
Don't worry about it. We know she's still recovering. Chevin told us how serious her illness was. Her health definitely comes first. We were just dropping by to check on her.
Is she all better now? It sounds like she's doing well enough to run off on her own, too.
Yes, and to run away from eating her vegetables.
Oh,
She's
me.
a fast one, that's for sure. She jumps over chairs, hides under the table, then runs all around the house. I can hardly catch her.
Aw, she's adventurous because she wants to, you know, live life, as she should.
Seeing how she is now, that's already enough. I really couldn't ask for more.
Hey, cheer up. This is supposed to be a happy occasion. We do appreciate that she tried to welcome us with flowers. Anyway, Tlasoli, about the thing I was telling you before.
The gift!
Yeah, what did you get us?
Well, it's a blaze gem inscription. I made it from the purest ore, so it's almost completely resistant to erosion.
That's so pretty! I have no idea what it does.
The techniques used to make it are all rooted in ancient name forging.
It looks like a dragon. Oh, that looks so cool, bro! It's like a simplified version of an ancient name.
Don't say that or the Wyab might smite me. The process just uses a few of the same techniques and materials.
Okay.
When I first made one, I didn't think it could serve any practical purpose, apart from the erosion resistance and the general aesthetic. But then Chevin suggested using the crystals to make a special kind of ornament.
Blaze gem inscriptions made by an ancient name artisan, engraved with words that never fade.
Yeah, Ouroboros. It could be Ouroboros. That's what I was thinking. Looks like a snake eating its tail. There's a few depictions of a snake eating its own tail besides Ouroboros, though, right? I wonder if that's what it's supposed to be based off of. But in Genshin, I don't know. It could be natlan snake. We're still missing a snake in natlan.
Quite the sales pitch, don't you think?
Wow, that description really does make it seem special.
Got a good eye for business.
Tlasoli's blaze gem inscriptions really are special, though. Word of mouth isn't always reliable. As information gets passed along, it becomes incomplete, forgotten, and sometimes even distorted.
Information or history? What are you talking about?
But the words inscribed on these crystals will stand the test of time. The inscription will never deteriorate, and the meaning will never get twisted.
It's interesting that a lot of natlan has to do with either rebirth or permanence, you know? Like, permanence of life, specifically. I guess maybe this is, like, the ideas of finality and permanence being kind of tested within natlan. Nor snake that eats its own tail is Jormungandr. Oh, yes! Wait, you're so right. Wait, so Ouroboros is Egyptian. Ouroboros is Egyptian. That's what it is. And appears in Gnosticism and alchemy. Does Jormungandr eats its own tail? I think once it eats its own tail, it starts the apocalypse. It starts Ragnarok or something like that. Jormungandr is Aboriginal Australian mythology. It's a copper snake that is said to bring the rains and thus incite renewal of life. It's commonly known as the rainbow serpent or the rainbow snake because water where it shines like a rainbow. It's believed that if colored light was seen inside a well, likely caused by a light reflection, Jormungandr was within. So again, a lot of renewal and a lot of renewal cycles. Interesting that there are so many of snakes eating its own tail type of mythos that kind of goes into like renewal of energy, cycles, stuff like that.
It's the perfect gift for a dear friend or significant other. You could even pass it down to younger generations.
Really pushing the sales pitch, buddy.
Paimon's interested! Let's buy one, Traveler! We can engrave our names onto it! Then, once we find your sister, we can get her to add her name as well!
Stop, that'd be so cute. Paimon actually have a brilliant idea for once in her life. This is so cute.
That way, our names will be together forever!
Looks like Paimon's already been hooked.
You deserve it. You saved me. And Nechka's birthday present. It's the least I can do to repay you.
Chevin, I thought I told you.
Don't you start acting shy too, Tlasoli. It's a great gift. I know how much work goes into one of your blaze gem inscriptions.
Well then, thank you both. I'll have it ready as soon as possible. Then, I'll have you do the inscription yourself.
Tazoli's voice actor sounds very familiar.
Nechka should be well by then. She'll be very excited to meet you.
Good things are better with company.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't even know how expensive that would be. You sure we have enough travel funds?
Oh, so Paimon's now concerned with how much money we have? So if we spend money on ourselves, you're totally fine with it? Paimon!
Hold on. This isn't part of some scheme to make us spend all of our mora, right? Chevin?
Not right? Chevin, that's crazy!
You never know. You do look like you have some savings to spare.
No, don't listen to that, Traveler. You'll end up losing all your mora.
Why are you concerned about me? You should be concerned about yourself, buddy.
In any case, it's up to you.
Hi, Angu!
Oh no, it's the Tepetli again. Quick, someone stop it. Paimon doesn't want to get run over again.
It's okay. Just give it a little pet. There, buddy. Oh! Wait, are you tired? What happened? What happened, little buddy?
Also, if you don't mind, Tlasoli, I'd like you to help me repair my blaze gem inscription. I dropped it when I was attacked earlier. The rope and clasp both snapped, so I haven't been wearing it. I tried fixing it myself, but I just couldn't get it to stay. Could you help?
Just leave it to me. I'll make it as good as new. Thank you, Chevin, for going all that way and...
It was nothing. We all just want Nechka to get better.
You're right. Miangu, behave yourself. I'll feed you in just a second. I'll have Chevin contact you once everything's ready, Traveler.
Sure thing. Y'all gonna stay in the house together? I get you, buddy.
Maybe we'll even line it up with Nechka's birthday. We can even have a little party.
That'd be so cute.
Oh, that sounds great! We'll look forward to all the good food, and we'll make sure we're ready to eat. Anyway, see you around, Plasoli.
Bye. Hope NHK gets better soon.
Look after yourselves. Nechka is going to be so happy to meet you.
There was something sus about that last line, but I'm not sure why.
Xilonen, good thing you're here. I'm wondering if I can...
Oh, the shelf on the left, second row down, first X on the right. That one's yours. And the garden hoe belongs to Iknal, and the hammer is Pakal's, so make sure you take the one that's yours.
I haven't even said why I'm here. But looks like you're about to head out for a break.
Girly Pop looks hungover, tired.
Yes, but I am going to take it right here. The temperature is just perfect today.
The only problem is your back's gonna hurt after taking a nap like that.
Really? But doesn't it feel a lot hotter than usual? I really don't want to stay out in this heat.
Exactly. In hot weather like this, customers don't tend to stick around and talk when they're coming to place orders or pick up the goods.
Oh my god, I love her. She's so real for that.
I see. Oh, here comes another customer. I'll just leave you to it then, and pick up my axe.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Hey, Xilonen!
Ah! What the? Paimon! What the heck? Why are you down there?
Oh, Traveler, Paimon! We meet again. Oh, you two seem to be in good spirits.
Paimon jump scare. Oh my god.
How's your Pilgrim's Chronicle been? Run into any issues?
No, everything's fine.
Oh, good. It was also my first time receiving a Pilgrim's Chronicle. Even though I've already turned it over to you, there are still a lot of things that could go wrong, so I wasn't sure if there'd be any issues.
The one thing with this is that the whole part of, you know, Xilonen becoming the shell and, like, protecting the Traveler, that's scary to me, personally.
Huh? So, what are the chances that something might still go wrong?
Well, less than the chances of Mualani accidentally falling off a spirit way, I'd say.
Oh, well, that definitely would never happen.
It probably has happened at least once.
I found the axe, Xilonen. Thanks a lot. By the way, Nichka's birthday's coming up real soon. Are you planning to visit her?
I've prepared a gift and was just getting ready to take it to her.
Oh, yay!
You're not planning on giving the kid a full set of pliers again, are you?
What's wrong with giving a kid a full set of pliers?
Woodworking tools?
I would love those as birthday gifts, actually. Where can I buy one?
Oh, yeah, I make these myself, and it's a lot of work. But if you like a set, I can make some time and forge one for you.
I would love that. Oh my god, custom tools? Oh, that's so nice!
Great! We often camp out in the wild, but a set of Xilonen's tools would make pitching a tent and starting a bonfire a whole lot easier.
Well, still, I won't be giving Nichka any tools this year. She wrote me a letter saying that she'd like a copy of To Kill the Brave. The book is not what you call a bestseller, but luckily, I have a few copies in my collection. They were really old editions that were published a long time ago, but they should still be readable.
Children her age love fairy tales. The last time I was at Tasoli's, I even brought Nechka... Wait. What did I bring her again? It must have been her favorite thing, but, why can't I remember it anymore?
Uh-oh. Did we Irminsul that out of existence?
Oh, it is quite hot today. Seems you're about to pass out from the heat. Do you even remember your own name?
My memory can't be this bad. It's just these last few days. I've been forgetting things for some odd reason.
Oh. Hopefully it's not like a memory loss thing.
Well, in that case, why don't you use the blaze gem inscription you have as a memo to engrave some important things to remember?
That's probably a good idea.
After all, that inscription will never wear out, and it's easy to carry. I'd say that's quite a fitting use for it.
You do have a point, but my inscription is almost already full.
Your name is that long? Did you include all of your relatives' names too? What?
No. I engraved some wishes on my blaze gem inscription.
Okay.
you know, just some dreams that I have for the future and things I'd like to accomplish one day.
Oh, so you have many things that you want to accomplish. Me and you, girly pop, same thing.
Even though Tasoli has said that from an aesthetic point of view, it would be best for people to keep their inscription short, this Blaze Gem inscription was still made by a name engraver, the forger of ancient names themselves. Everyone thinks that the inscription she made might have some wondrous powers. So, many people who bought Blaze Gem inscriptions engraved their wishes and dreams on them, in hopes that they would come true.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Sounds kinda like a wish granter. But if you do that, won't everyone be able to see your wishes and dreams?
I was wondering the same thing. It could be a little embarrassing. I mean, it's depending on what you wish for, but also, like, it reminds me of, like, those little notes in, like, I think it's, like, I don't know which East Asian culture, but, like, you write a note on, like, this little piece of paper, and you hang it up on a board during, like, a certain holiday, and, like, that's, like, your yearly wish, or something like that.
Don't worry. We usually ask Tasoli to add the inscriptions for us. She has a unique method of engraving. With her method, the light must be at a certain angle in order to see the text. Without the right angle of lighting, the Blaze Gem inscription will just look like a pretty stone.
Oh. It has a privacy screen detector. That's actually pretty good. Mobile Irminsul, just a little bit, yeah. But I wonder if that has anything to do with, like, if the Blaze Gem inscription becomes damaged, does that ruin your chances of the dream and or any memories with the dream, you know?
That's true. In the end, a Blaze Gem inscription is essentially just a piece of rock. It doesn't have the power to grant people's wishes. Making wishes to it is like shouting into an echoing valley. The only one who will answer is yourself.
I guess it's kind of like Kale yelling into a tree hollow about her wishes and stuff.
But using it as a journal for your wishes is also fine. Carrying them with you and taking a look from time to time can be a good source of encouragement. Well, as long as you don't suddenly change your mind and want to take your wishes back, that is. These things are extremely durable. It would take a lot of effort to change the words. And I don't think anyone would willingly part with it either. They're not cheap and very hard to get. If you ever lost it, you'd just be filled with regret.
I don't know if that's foreshadowing, but it sounds like foreshadowing.
Still, it's really strange. Given Auntie's skill, how could it take so long for her to make one? Oh, well, I hope someone didn't give her an idea of making fewer and selling for more.
I know just the person who would do that sounds like one of Chevin's schemes?
It's true. Chevin would totally have put that in her ear. Still, I don't think it's such a bad thing for Tasoli to make some money by selling these. At least she and little Nachka are better off now, and won't have to worry about the cost of treating her illness anymore. I was really worried about their family at first, and was even planning to send them some...
Oh, this is... Considering that we are getting a lot of connections of rock talk and this, maybe she's making the rocks out of something that can cause memory loss?
Huh? What was I planning to send to Nachka again? This memory of mine.
All right, if you stay out in the heat for any longer, I'm afraid even the inscription won't be able to save your memory. You should, go back. Yeah, get some rest.
Right. Right. Please give my regards to Tlasoli and Nachka.
That's...
What's going on? Maybe I should go talk to Erinlee to get some medicine.
So you'll be going to Nachka's birthday party too, Xilonen? Oh, perfect! Then let's go together!
Oh, yeah, sure, but I didn't expect you to know Tlasoli too. She hasn't been coming to the tribe much lately, so how did you get a chance to talk with her?
You explain your encounter with Tlasoli to Xilonen.
Oh, so that's how you met her. She even wants to use volcanic crystal as a forging material. Guess she's really pulling out all the stops for her daughter.
We also want to send a gift to Nachka, but we have no idea what she might like.
Then let's just go and ask. Come on, I want to give her the book anyway.
Huh? Wait a second, our birthday gift's supposed to be a surprise? If we ask Nechka, then she'll know what gift we'll be giving her. And that would ruin the surprise.
Depends on the person. I feel like some people don't like the surprise, some people do.
But if you don't ask her, then how will you know what kind of present she would like? Here's another idea. Perhaps you can also give her a storybook based on what she wrote in her letter. That might be a good option.
Easy enough. I have loads of those in my bag.
But shouldn't we give it a little more thought? If we all give her books, it might seem like we didn't put much effort into it.
Or it's a coordinated effort to all give her books.
Xilonen, have you really never asked her what she would like the most? There must be something else she'd like besides books.
Unfortunately, no. Nechka's illness has kept flaring up over the past few years. Apparently, she couldn't do anything during that time other than rest in bed. She didn't even have the strength to talk to anyone. It wasn't until recently that she started to recover from her illness and regained strength to write letters to others. Anyway, there's no need to overthink it. Worst case scenario, I can split the book into 2 volumes and we can each give her one.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's go ask Nechka.
Yeah, even though it would ruin the surprise, we could at least get her something that would make her happy. Anyway, could you tell us a bit more about the book that you're getting her? Is it really that unpopular?
Well, it's a little difficult to explain. You see, there are actually 2 versions of To Kill the Brave. The premise of the book is pretty straightforward. It's basically about a set of twin brothers working to defeat a demon lord. But after defeating the demon lord, the older brother, Tekil, discovers that the king's spirit has possessed his younger brother, Remak. In the ending of the original story, the older brother kills his younger brother to defeat the demon lord, before jumping into a volcano.
I wonder what story this is based off, though. Because it sounds very much like it's rooted in mythology. Oh! Someone aged copy of To Kill the Brave. Oh, I love this design. Oh, it looks like the Memory Zone meme. Oh, I don't like that, actually. Somewhat aged copy of To Kill the Brave. This tale comes from the desolate, distant past. In those days, the mountain's teeth were still bared like blades against man and beast, thirsting for the souls of the feeble-minded, human and non-human alike. People knew that the god of the mountain loved them not, and was to be given a wide berth. Yet they forced to seek shelter in caverns from the storm screaming through the wilds, all to pass one long night after the next. But these caverns, like the mountains, extracted payment from these vagrants. Countless were the tribes who lost kin to the wastes, through which they stumbled blind. Valiant Tekil and his kind-hearted brother Remak were born to one such tribe. At the hour of their birth, a long, troubling night reigned inside and outside the caves, and though the campfires around which the tribe's people sat flickered, none were comforted by their light. The people thought, "This fire shall soon go out, and once it does, we too shall be finished. How long will this night last? I'm cold, and hungry too." "Let's hurry things up then. Quickly, let me walk into the night. Better that than this torment." Oh, you poor children. You poor, poor children. Yet Tekil and Remak did not announce themselves with sorrowful cries as other children did. Instead, Tekil stared into the cavern depths. The minions of the cavern did their best to frighten him, but his gaze swept over them, keen as sharp stone spur. "He has seen us, our sharp claws and long teeth, but he is not afraid." The wicked creatures whispered amongst themselves anxiously, and involuntarily retracted said appendages. Remak, for his part, waved his hands and laughed. And his laughter was like pebbles tumbling into a stream, drawing the eyes of all the distressed tribespeople to his face. Only then did they notice that through the flame wavered, it never ceased to burn. And with another wave of his hands, Remak patted the firewood next to him. "Feed the flame! Feed the flame!" The elderly chief thus reminded the newborn boy, shouted his words aloud, repelling the fear that had been about to swallow the tribe whole. People stood, and fueled by the fire, they drew their obsidian blades, casting their eyes into the cavern depths just as Tekil had. The beasts of the cavern were filled with rage and hate, but they knew that these people would not loosen their grip on their weapons, nor would their eyes be shut. Terror had already fled, and so the death was forced to retreat. Interesting, death is also mentioned here. Only when the sun rose again did the brothers close their eyes, falling asleep in their mother's bosom. Thus did the tribe's people depart the cave. Having lived another day, these people who have rejected fear will live countless days more. Yet the defeat of her evil underlings caught the eye of their master, Kolikyu. For this lord of demons, who claimed to be the mother of the underworld and mistress of 10,000 times 10,000 caves, whose fangs were rocky stalactites, whose tongue was every blast of wet, frigid wind, and who upon awakening could only be satiated by devouring 10,000 living souls. Tequil and Remak were the first humans to slip her grasp. Shamefaced, this Earth Mother waved her hand, lashing the evil beast cowering to the side with rock. Go! Go! Redeem your humiliating failure! Capture those dim-witted mortals and fill my stomach! But having seen their fears vanquished, the people remembered well the methods of scattering those terrors time after time. They settled at the foot of the mountains, sharpened wooden stakes, lit fires, and gave the sharpest blades their best warriors, with which they would stand guard beneath the stakes. Their bright eyes pierced the wilderness beyond the firelight, and did not shift their gaze away for a moment. By blade and fire did Kotikyu's minions taste defeat time after time, until they could do nothing but huddle in the dark, daring not to draw near the flame. The fires in their hearts of people ignited, and they began to speak victory, of light, and of the end of the Viper. They believe in Tequil and Remak. These two brothers could surely keep the heat and light alive. Tequil and Remak thought the same, and so they sharpened their spears and blades, preparing to drive the demon lord of that evil serpent to her doom. But the Earth Mother, who hated this tribe, did not relent. She took sludge from the deepest parts of the cave and pinched it into a snake. Then she plucked out her eye, setting it onto the serpent's eye socket. It was that child who caused you to witness the fire, and so let me go and swallow his eyes. One evening, when the sun had just set, night's veil was slowly covering the sky, and the stars had yet to begin granting their light. The serpent bit and slew a rabbit beyond the tribe's bounds, and burrowed into its skin, lying flat on the ground. Remak, returning from gathering herbs, came upon this rabbit, and seeing its wound, the kind child put his torch down without hesitation, and reaching for his herbs, he chewed on them, preparing to apply them to the rabbit. But the snake, speaking for the Earth Mother, leaped from the wound, hissing laughter. Ignorant, foolish human, sacrificing yourself for a lowly rabbit. Before Remak could retrieve his torch, the Earth's mother serpent latched its fangs first onto its neck, then burrowing into its body, captured its heart and soul both. The defenseless sentries were the next to be murdered by the Earth Mother, for they greeted Remak just as they always did when he returned from gathering herbs, only to be pierced through the heart by the serpent, dying on the spot. The entire tribe's fires were put out, and amidst the shrouds of darkness, death and terror were resurgent. The Earth Mother spat the snake out, and through poisoned fangs she cried out, "Behold! Behold, you arrogant fools, and kneel as you should in dust." But the sound of a rock being struck cut her off, for Tequil, who had been sharpening his obsidian blade, used it to create sparks that set his tent alight. He raised his blade and charged forward, letting fly his blade at the Earth Mother's messenger. The blazing edge cleaved the poisoned serpent's molded from soil with ease. But as Tequil was about to follow through, he saw his brother's eyes, and the blood staining his brother's hands. That instant was all the time the wounded viper needed to escape. Yet nigh fully charred it was still, and the Earth Mother's eye reduced almost to ashes. This tribe was destroyed, and never again was there a chance it would dare defy her. Thus did the Earth Mother comfort herself as she retreated into the darkness. How Tequil wished to call out to Remak's name, but the burning dust caught in his throat, and so he could only watch as his brother vanished into the night. When the night at last passed, Tequil, who stood amidst the ruins, knew that the surviving tribespeople could no longer stay. Burying his confusion and pain deep in his heart, he led them on a new journey. They crossed mountains and canyons, dodging fearsome beasts and poisonous insects. Tequil did not close his eyes for so long as they journeyed, nor did he dare to loosen his grip on blade or torch. Finally, by a silent volcano, they found a tribe willing to take them in. Only after he saw the last of his tribe peacefully fall into slumber under the old shaman's care did he relax and collapse onto the earth. When he awoke, he found himself in a blazing cave. The lava that surrounded him undulated with an erratic pulse, as if the very mountain was slowly breathing. When he stood up, the lava boiled and bubbled, and a rumbling came from all directions.
Do not search for your brother. His eyes have been devoured by a cunning serpent.
But I must save him and pursue that venomous snake also. His words echoed through the cave, but the goddess of mountains and fire were silent. Tequil thus prayed unto her, "Let my brother's name live on. I'm willing to sacrifice my heart and blood in return." The goddess answered him in the echoing cave. Thus said she,
Your prayer have I heard, but your brother is no longer your king. His name has sunken into the deepest of depths.
Tequil raised his head and lifted up his wish to the goddess. "Turn my blood into fire, so my heart may illuminate the depths. I will bring my brother back before my blood runs dry. Turn my blood into fire until my soul may sear and slay that serpent. I will take its head before my blood runs dry." When Tequil awoke again, the old shaman of the tribe gave him a brand new sword, food, and water. Finally, the shaman clasped his shoulders and blessed him. "May your fire dry the venomous snake's venom." Thus did Tequil embark on another journey. His strength was endless, his body tireless, and his blood burned like lava. He crossed grassy fields and snowy peaks, deep valleys and high mountains. And the goddess of mountains and fire showed him the way with falling rocks and the cracks and cliffs. Thus did Tequil stride forward without hesitation. When he met his brother again, the Earth Mother mocked him once more using Ramik's body and voice. But when her claws pierced Tequil's chest, he moved not. Instead, her bones were melted by his burning blood. Tequil stared at the vicious demon lord down and said in a loud voice, "My brother is gentle of heart. He would surely have made this land a better place. Yet you have affronted him with your poison, smothered his virtue, slaughtered those who have faith in his virtue. Die, you despicable, venomous insect! Die here!" As he roared, Tequil's blood stained his obsidian blade, turning it red hot in an instant. The Earth Mother watched in terror as her shell, bones, and soul were sundered. She wished to scream, to buy but a moment in which she could unleash her claws and tear Tequil to ribbons. But she made no sound, for in the fire's light the silent soul to whom this body once belonged awakened. And that soul cried out to his brother, "I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit. Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left." The blazing flames swept over every corner in that gloomy, frigid cavern, and every last poisonous insect within was slain, burned to ash alongside every plot and scheme, so heinous and vile. As the last drop of his blood was about to burn away, the roof of the cave above Tequil's head trembled. A fissure opened, and a gem fell down and stopped up his wound. The goddess of mountains and fire spoke once more, and her voice echoed across the walls.
You yet have one drop of blood. Return to your tribe, for this is your brother's wish, and I will see it fulfilled.
One night, the old shaman, who had waited day after day beyond the tribe's bounds, stood to welcome the returning Tequil. But Tequil refused the water, the food, and the cheers. Instead, he simply said, "The venomous snake is slain, and I am victorious. But I shall soon depart along with my brother." He took the gem from his chest, placed it upon a torch, and walked up to the silent volcano. "I have but one drop of blood left, but it was not left for me, but rather for justice and fairness, for the good and the brave. Use it, and light a fire, a flame that shall never be extinguished. Having said that, valiant Tekil leaped into the dead volcano. The earth was shaken by his heart and blood. The volcano's own heart resumed beating, the blazing lava once more beginning to flow. The volcano lives, as does the bravery of all the tribes. I feel like it's definitely pulled from mythology, this one. Like, it does remind me of Romulus and Remus, but I don't think that's the basis. I think it's just two siblings. That's why it reminds me of that. But there are a lot of volcano myths where, like, like a hero would have to jump into them kind of way. But it's interesting that we're getting a mention of a snake, considering each region tends to have its own snake. I'm assuming this is like the snake trademark for this region. Snake lore, perhaps? And Eonsen's line in the cutscene mentions someone climbing up a volcano. Yes, that is true. Maybe this is like a reference to that. Eonsen said, a hero scaled the volcano to seize the sun. Anointed with flames, she's shown the light of 1,000 stars. Now guide me in my first step. Oh. So do we think that Tekil was the ancient name bearer in this case? That would be interesting, especially because finishing the Archon quest is a requirement to doing Xilonen's quest. I wonder if that's what they're alluding to. Chiba Tekil is male though. And he's okay, so they do use different pronouns for Tekil. Perhaps it's someone similar. It was the lady who was like, oh, I can even ask the Archon to take a... Who can break a fight with me? Oh, that was her! Oh! Huh. Maybe there's more than one volcano mythos then. Like, the Children of Echoes has one, and then I guess the Collective of Plenty also has one. I know Xilonen said that there's 2 versions of Tekil the Brave. They better highlight what the change is. I'm not reading all of this again. But she made no sound. For in the fire's light, the goddess of mountains and fire opened one eye, causing a silent soul to whom his body had once belonged to awake and grasp the snake by the neck. The goddess cried out, "You vile snake, you wicked shade, be driven out by this light, as you should." The blazing flames swept over every encounter in that gloomy, frigid cavern, and every last poisonous insect within was slain, burned to ash alongside every plot and scheme, so heinous and vile. As the last drop of his blood was about to burn away, the roof of the hole above Tekil's head trembled. A fissure opened and a gem fell down and stopped up his wound. The falling rock, too, formed a body for the soul that had been bitten by the serpent. The goddess of mountains and fire spoke out once more, and her voice echoed across the walls. "I have seen your heart and blood, and I shall give of my own. Go back now. Return to your tribe with your brother. Yet, this heart and blood shall not be left for you, but rather for justice and fairness, for the good and the brave." One night, the old shaman who had waited day after day beyond the tribe's bounds stood to welcome the returning Tekil and his brother Rimak. They both took the offered water and food and said, "To the venomous snake is slain, and we are victorious. But our hearts and blood do not remain for us, but rather for justice and fairness, for the good and the brave. Light the fire. Together we shall stand, and ensure that the flame is never extinguished." So they changed like 2 sentences. They changed like 1 paragraph and then 2 sentences. That's the only difference. No wonder why this book didn't sell well. Like, if people already had the older copy, there's like no reason to buy this new book. It's like when textbooks like change a new edition and they change like 1 line, but you have to like pay like $100 more for it. But like the first story was just more interesting. There were stakes in it. This one is just like, oh, well, it was resolved. The end. The new one didn't really mention Tekil jumping off into the volcano. Yeah, they also didn't mention that because that's how he sacrificed himself. They just returned home together, and that was it. It was kind of like Deus Ex Machina. The goddess was just like, okay, I will figure out a way that your brother will be saved. The end. I would say that I like the old one better. Yeah, me too. I think it was like there was more emotion.
I remember there was one line that was super popular at the time. If I still remember right, after being possessed by the goddess Coatlicue, Rimak said,
"Oh, my bad. Coatlicue is actually the pronunciation.
I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit. Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left."
So what about the other version of the story?
The other version was released only recently. The author heard a suggestion from someone and suddenly decided to try and make a stake in the fairy tale market, so the story was revised. In the revised version, the brothers killed the demon lord together and both survived.
So
According
like a
to the
happy
author,
ending.
this gave the story a happy ever after kind of ending. However, the revised version was not well received. After a month on the market, it had hardly sold any copies and the books were collecting dust on the store shelves. The store owners desperately tried to get rid of the book and have resorted to all sorts of promotions and discounts to sell it. Even now, the only edition of To Kill the Brave you can find in the market is the newer one, whereas the older edition is nearly impossible to find. Anyway, I couldn't bring myself to give such a poorly rated book to Nechka, so I spent a few days looking and managed to find a few copies of the old edition in a warehouse. I picked out a copy that looked relatively new and wrapped it up as a present for Nechka.
Aw.
If you're interested, I can give you this extra copy to read. The pages are pretty old though, so please be gentle with it.
Okay.
Oh, and here's a copy of the newer edition too. They gave me a free copy when I went to buy some chocowaddle.
So that's how they're trying to sell off the book. Could it really be that bad? Even Paimon's curious now.
Well, I think it's because it's such a well-known tale. Like, it's kind of like the Grimm's fairy tales versus the Disney remake versions, right? They did change a lot of the darker elements to become more happy, and that would, depending on the market and like the times, one would be received more well than the other. There's 2 more for the collection. You can read them to me while we're on the road, Paimon.
Okay, but you'll have to carry Paimon for a while. Once Paimon's done reading it herself, she'll read it out for you. Okay.
Let's get going. Telesoli lives pretty far from the tribe, so it'll take us some time to get there.
Melodious Chant, Act 3.
Go on now, Yengu. Nechka is still resting.
Aww, Yengu.
Hey, Telesoli, we're here!
Oh, hi, buddy.
Oh, what a surprise. And even Xilonen is here too.
We came to visit Nechka.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, Auntie. I received Nechka's letter. She wanted a copy of To Kill the Brave, right? Well, I've brought the book for her. There are several editions of the book in Natlan, and I wasn't sure which version she'd prefer. I asked a messenger from the Scions of the Canopy. It seems this softcover edition is one of the most popular options, so I brought it for Nechka.
You haven't changed a bit, Xilonen. Let's go inside. I was just boiling some chocowaddle, so you can all try some.
What the heck is chocowaddle? It sounds delicious, but also what is it?
Xilonen used to love drinking chocowaddle. When she was little, she would always have several cups every time she came to visit me. You were already a big girl by the time I finally had my Nechka. Alright, for now let's...
Oh? Lazuli, are you okay?
Oh, Auntie, let's go inside. Traveler, please help me get her into the house.
Okay. Is this a memory thing?
Oh, Paimon will help too! Be good, Yengu, and don't get in the way.
I love Yengu!
All right, let's get indoors. Watch your step, Auntie.
Sorry. Nechka's illness has been flaring up recently, so I was up for a few nights. I suddenly started to feel dizzy in the sun. I hope I didn't scare you.
I know Xilonen was blaming it on the heat, but at this point, I don't think this is like a heat stroke thing.
Have a seat. I'll fetch you a few cups of chocowaddle. Please wait a moment.
Oh, I've already brought them over. This cup's for you, Auntie. And these are for you, too.
Chocolatl? What does it taste like? Paimon's heard that it can be pretty bitter. Traveler, could you give it a try first?
Oh,
Wow,
don't worry.
Paimon's afraid
Auntie
of trying
always adds a
food?
lot of sugar. It won't be bitter.
What is with Paimon, you know, the person that loves food suddenly being like, I don't know if I want to try this food. Like, this happened in Sumeru? Now it's happening in Natlan. I don't like that.
The last time you came to visit, you were still just a kid. But now you're a pillar of the children of Echoes. No, of all Natlan even.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to the drinks I had here and the books I happened to read.
You've been close for quite some time then?
We heard that you two are from the same tribe, but Paimon had no idea you were so close.
When I was little, my parents were always talking about how skilled Auntie was at forging ancient names and how she was a good role model for the rest of us. The moment I became idle at home, they would toss me into Auntie's workshop to watch and learn.
Then I would have your parents go back, boil you a pot of chocolatl, and let you play in the house.
Yeah, and then I would drink and listen to you banging away with your tools in the workshop. But eventually, she moved out of the tribe to find some more space, and I didn't have the chance to visit again after that.
But why did you seem so familiar with the place when you went to the kitchen for the drinks just now?
Because the layout of this place is identical to her old house. Let me see. Yeah, that should be Nechka's bedroom then.
That's right. I remember you used to hunker down in the room to read and draw. But you're all grown up now. Even if you wanted to live here, I'm afraid you've already outgrown Nechka's bed.
Aw, you two seem like family. Xilonen seems to be like an older sister to Nechka.
That's how Nechka sees Xilonen too.
Aww.
Whenever she's feeling better, she always asks me when her pen pal sister will be coming to visit.
That's so precious!
Well, yeah, I'm here now, and even brought a gift as an apology. I'll leave the book here.
You said Nechka asked you for the book? I hope it wasn't too much trouble to get. Really, I'm surprised that she even asked you for a present. When she's at home, she'd even ask me for permission to eat some snacks. Maybe I've been too strict with her. She's obviously starting to like her big sister more than her own mother.
Okay, but being a parent, like the parent-child relationship is very different from like a sibling relationship though, so...
Oh, really? Well, I'd say I really haven't done enough to deserve the title of big sister. Yeah, I wasn't able to help her when she was sick, and I didn't even come and visit her that many times. Well, the only thing I have been able to do is to help her find some books.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Xilonen. You have great responsibilities as the name engraver of the tribe. We both know you are far too busy to take care of her. The responsibilities on your shoulders also became far heavier when I gave up on my work.
You just had more important things to tend to, Auntie. No one in the tribe blames you. We all know that Nechka needs her mother's care.
But that doesn't change the fact that I gave up on my work. And even now, I still have not found the courage to pick up my hammer again.
I wonder what's the reason, but I also don't want to pry. Her eye bags and staying up to look after Nechka, I can't even imagine how rough it has been for Tazoli since she also made ancient names, which does take your life essence in exchange, right? Like, they probably wore her down so much, that's why she left, you know? It might be better that she doesn't pick up on ancient name making. Yeah, especially because it, like, costs so much, like, from your own body. And she needs that time to be with Nechka.
I'm sorry to leave you to shoulder all the responsibilities alone, Xilonen.
Oh.
Ooh, why so somber all of a sudden? Don't be so sad, everyone! Hasn't Nechka gotten better lately?
Oh, relax, Auntie. I can handle the work. But once Nechka is back on her feet, you should get back to work and let me have a vacation.
The way we just glided past Paimon's initial talk.
You'll be the one who's busy then, and I'll be sitting at the side drinking chocolatl and cheering you on.
If that day really comes, you can have as much chocolatl as you like.
I don't like that we're pressing her about Nechka's sickness. Like, as much as I do want to find out about it, the conversation topic is not on this.
If you asked me before, I wouldn't have even been able to talk about it. But now that she is gradually recovering, I've also gained some courage to face what happened back then.
Something happened?
Nechka's illness actually originates from the abyss.
Oh, wait, okay, so we have Chaska, who also has a tie to the abyss to her own body. What is Nechka's illness then in that case?
That night, I was in the tribe, having a discussion over the forging of new ancient names. Before we could finish our discussion, the alarm started to ring outside, a horde of monsters from the abyss suddenly attacked the tribe, so everyone banded together to fight them off. I joined the fray as well, and it wasn't until the monsters were repelled that I got back home with some guards from the tribe. But Nechka was gone. I can't remember how long I spent searching for her. Maybe for 2 or 3 days. In the end, we found Nechka at the bottom of a short cliff.
Oh.
She was holding a dried up embercore flower in her hand, and there were traces of abyssal corruption around her wounds. I know. It was all my fault. Before the incident, Nechka had asked if I could forge an ancient name for her. Work was busy at the time, so I told her that if she could find an embercore flower, I would use it as material to forge her an ancient name. Oh, Nechka, my daughter, my Nechka. I was holding her in my arms, but no matter how many times I called her name, she wouldn't open her eyes and look at me.
Oh.
I was the one who decided to move my workshop to the outskirts of our tribe for work, and I was the one who left her home alone.
But you were a working parent. I don't think you should blame yourself for that.
Oh, my daughter, my Nechka. Why do you have to suffer like this?
So, Genshin said we can't be happy. Like, thanks. I literally thanks Depression Impact. Bro, like, I don't think she should blame herself because, one, she was a working parent. You can only do so much to, like, try and support your daughter. I'm not even gonna lie, this reminds me of Kaveh a lot. Like, you know how Kaveh was just like, yeah, I want my dad to win this, like, the whole, like, tournament thing. And then that's how Kaveh's father died. But this is like the opposite. This is like the child getting into danger and now the parent is suffering the consequences for that.
Whoa, hey! It's okay, right? Nechka's getting better. She already has the strength to write letters now, doesn't she? Well, Xilonen has even brought her a gift.
Please drink some water first. Things will get better.
Sorry. I just can't control myself whenever I remember that time.
I wonder if we're able to do anything because we have magical abyssal powers. Could we just suck the abyss away if possible?
Phew. Alright. It's not every day that we get guests. I really shouldn't be crying like this. I asked someone to buy some ingredients for me. So why don't you stay for dinner tonight? I'll make some shrimp bisque, grilled fish and mint sauce, and tower tacos.
Oh, that sounds so delicious!
We'll help. That sounds like a lot to make, and we don't want you to tire yourself out.
Let me flex my cooking skills.
Thank you both, but don't worry. It's just a few dishes. I'll be fine. You three just need to make sure everything gets eaten up. I can't eat a lot at this age.
Oh, we haven't had anything to eat yet, so don't worry. We'll make sure there are no leftovers.
I promise the plates will be picked clean. I can eat an entire fish myself.
Ah, it just occurred to me that Xilonen likes to eat cheesy crab hot pot. Why don't I make that instead of the grilled fish and mint sauce? I remember you don't like picking out fish bones.
Cheesy crab hot pot sounds so good.
Nah, both are fine with me. I've learned to just chew up the fish bones now.
You chew the fish bone? Wait, hold on. You? I'm sorry, you what? You chew the fish bones. Does your mouth not hurt? Do the fish bones not, like, stick in any part of your gum? Like, when you're chewing on it? Like, this sounds painful. I know some fish do have edible bones, but it doesn't sound surprising. But if you would need to pick out the bones in the first place, it means that they are very hard bones, right? How soft are these fish bones?
Oh, come on now. If you don't want to pick out the bones, I can just take them out for you. Anyway, for dessert, would you like a cup of grain fruit or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Cup of grain fruit.
Chocolate!
How about a cup of green fruit mixed with chocolate?
Okay, got it. I'll go start cooking, but could you do me a favor in the meantime?
Sure.
I ordered a bunch of ingredients, and they should be here any minute now. Would you go check by the door and see if they were already here? If so, please bring them in.
Okay.
Come on, Xilonen. Stop lying around. You shouldn't nap before dinner. It'll ruin your appetite.
She's already passed out. I love her.
Hey, I'm not a kid anymore, you know. You don't have to worry about my appetite.
That's beside the point. If you don't watch out for your health while you're still young, then when you get older, you'll...
All right. I'm getting up.
I love her. I love that she just passes out anywhere. That's me.
Xilonen. It isn't far, so it shouldn't take us long.
That kid. That kid. She's just like Nachka.
Ooh, that's an interesting addition. Why? Wonder why they didn't put it in the main part. Okay, there's nothing we can hear from her. Guess we have to go outside?
No one's come to deliver the ingredients yet. Paimon thought we'd see someone come flying down on a Yunkasaur as soon as we came out.
A messenger from the Scions of the Canopy wouldn't be flying here. They usually come climbing down the cliffs nearby. No need to look. There isn't anyone on the cliffs.
So, should we keep walking?
I just saw a ghost.
Are you okay?
Hey, you there. Sorry, but does Tlisoli live around here?
Yes.
Oh, are you the one who's supposed to deliver the ingredients?
I don't see any ingredients.
Ingredients? Are you kidding? I was nearly eaten myself. Never mind that now. Those monsters are still hot on my heels. Please, you've got to help me.
Xilonen, where'd she go?
Can we at least get information about where the monsters are?
Whoa, she's already gone up to fight the monsters?
Oh, never mind, they're over there.
Help her out.
All right, get over here. We have trial. Trial, Xilonen. Yes, thank you. Oh, if we didn't have trial, Xilonen, I think I would die. Ah, yes. Hydro Aethers, useless.
All right. That should be it for the monsters. Yeah, it was easier than I thought. Oh, it also seems we're in good luck. The goods weren't damaged either.
Oh, wow. They were like 5 feet away.
Strange. We didn't see any monsters on the way here.
You think it has something to do with Nachka's abyssal stuff? You must have terrible luck. You didn't provoke them, did you?
Yeah, right. I use this road to deliver goods all the time, and I've never been attacked like this before.
Ooh, you know what I just remembered? Baiju's story quest when they were using God Remains and stuff like that. Don't tell me Nature's been like getting God Remains and Tizoli was just like, I need to sacrifice everything. I don't want that plot again. Please let that not be the plot again.
It's the main road in and out of the tribe, so people often come here to clear out any monsters. This area is usually very safe. I don't know what happened, but it seems like all the monsters around here have gone berserk. Even the docile Tepetlosaurs are in a frenzy. Tlisoli doesn't even forge ancient names anymore, so why can't she just move back to the tribe?
Maybe she wants to live alone, like damn.
If she comes back, Nachka will even be able to find some playmates. She's so young and hasn't even, Nachka's playmates. No, wait, I feel like my kids have played with her before. They've even told me about Nachka's favorite game. If I remember right, it was strange. I always remembered it before. How could I forget all of a sudden?
What is with all this memory loss surrounding Nachka?
Look at that! He has a Blaze Gem inscription too!
So luck shouldn't be the problem. It seems like there's quite a market for those inscriptions. Bro, these inscriptions have something to do with the memory loss.
You should go back to the tribe. It seems like you had quite the scare today. We'll take the ingredients back for you. I'll carry these bags, and you two can carry the rest.
Sure thing, and Paimon can help too.
Huh? Oh, sure. Paimon can take care of these grapefruit that fell out of the bag.
If you say so. Thank you so much. I guess today's just a really bad day for me to go outside.
That's so weird. Why is everyone we run into today having trouble remembering stuff?
And they're all carrying Blaze Gem inscriptions.
Paimon's not sure how to say it, but she's got a strange feeling about this. Like it's all somehow related.
Right, the fuzzy memory plot is very scary.
Once you live long enough, you'll eventually start experiencing strange days like this.
Okay, but like 2 people is already way too close of a coincidence for this to not just be like, oh yeah, occasionally I have like, I forget some things, right? Like, something has to be happening in tying between the Blaze Gem inscriptions, stuff to do with Nechka, and all these other people.
Let's bring the ingredients back. Otherwise, we won't have anything to eat tonight.
Ah, you're finally back. What took you so long? I was starting to worry.
Oh yeah, we ran into some small problems, but everything's fine now.
All right. As long as everything's okay now. You all have a seat. I'll get the food ready. It won't take...
Oops, sorry. Zoli gets to work on the food. After cooking for some time, delicious dishes are set on the table one after the other.
There's so much tasty food! You're amazing, Tlasoli!
That fish is bigger than Paimon.
They were all pretty simple dishes to make. Don't be shy. Dig in, everyone.
No flying on the table, Paimon.
But Paimon can't reach that dish! Could you give Paimon some? Come on!
Ooh, yeah. Can I get another serving, please?
You're done already? Do you even chew when you're eating?
Of course! Didn't I say that I chew up the fish bones? I'll have just one more fish and leave the rest for Nechka.
It's okay. Just go ahead and eat all you'd like. Nechka can't eat these dishes anyway. Her body is too weak to digest these kinds of things. I'll just make some broth for her.
Oh no. But Paimon thought she'd already recovered from her illness.
Yeah, but recovery may mean having a different diet, so I'm not surprised.
Injuries caused by the abyss cannot be undone. The doctor said the fact that she's stable is already quite a miracle. But it's okay. Nechka can talk to me now and can even hold my hand. That's more than I could ask for.
I feel like we should try doing something.
Even if she will never again know that I am her mother.
What? She also experienced memory loss as well?
What do you mean?
The doctor said the abyss has had an irreversible effect on Nechka's soul. She's lost all her memories from before she was injured.
Oh, wait, but wouldn't she have known that she was your mother before the injury?
The doctor also said this sort of memory loss isn't like simply forgetting something. Rather, she can no longer remember anything from before that fateful day.
But wouldn't you say, like... So the memory loss affected anything before that, but if you told her, like, hey, I'm your mother, like, wouldn't she still remember that then?
Huh? But how does that happen?
You know about the woven scrolls that the Masters of the Nightwind use to record things, right? Well, generally speaking, forgetting things is like when the woven scrolls would gradually start to fade. As long as you repaint and weave the threads again, the faded memories will come back to life. But the case of Nechka's memory loss is as if her woven scroll had been cut in two, and the portion of the past was burnt to ashes. The books she loved to read, the flowers she took joy to grow, and the time she spent in this house were all cut off by the abyss, and can never be retrieved again.
But then, wouldn't she be able to make new memories and stuff like that?
As one example of that, Nechka now only sees me as a strange, unfamiliar auntie who claims to be her mother.
Oh, so she's like skeptical about everything because she doesn't remember anything from the past.
She's a good kid and doesn't want to upset this lady who's been taking care of her so much, so she still calls me Mom. But I've always had a feeling that she's constantly wondering about things like, where is her real mother? Why is she stuck here in this house? Was she abandoned? Nechka really has no idea that her real mother is right in front of her and has never left.
Okay, but is this you putting your anxieties of being a mother onto her, or are these her actual thoughts?
So you plan on recreating Nechka's woven scroll all by yourself?
How did we jump to that?
What do you mean?
Or should I say, you've already started reweaving that scroll long ago.
A Blaze Gem inscription. Whose is it?
The delivery guy's. I saw it hanging from his waist, so I asked to borrow it from him.
Were you taking the memories using the inscriptions?
Don't worry, I'll return the inscription to him once we've figured everything out. These things aren't cheap, after all.
When did you know?
Yeah, I noticed it back when Blaze Gem inscriptions suddenly became popular among the tribe. It was then that I also noticed that everyone wearing Blaze Gem inscriptions had varying degrees of memory loss. Traveler, you've picked up on it too, haven't you?
Everyone's memory loss has something to do with Nechka.
Accessories made using ancient names forging techniques. For what's only supposed to be a pretty souvenir, this inscription contains a phlogiston engraving with a truly overkill level of complexity. The shapes and patterns of these engravings are also identical to that of an ancient name. By making just a few slight adjustments to the layout and connections of the main pattern, you can pretty much qualify this Blaze Gem inscription as a bona fide ancient name.
Huh?
And yet, you've never told anyone about these engravings in the Blaze Gem inscriptions that can be activated at any time. Am I right, Auntie?
I knew you're a sharp one, Xilonen. That's right. I have a way to cure Nechka and restore all her memories. It's actually quite simple.
By stealing everyone else's memories?
I want to forge an ancient name for Nechka that contains all of her past memories.
Okay. You're going to make an ancient name for Nechka, but the ancient names must be approved by the YUP. Yeah, how are you going to do that then? Unless it means sacrificing a part of your soul. She's doing the same thing that Xilonen did for us, isn't she?
And the reason they must be approved by the YUB is because the memories they bear are all stored within the ley lines. Extracting those memories from the ley lines requires the YUB's assistance. But your plan wouldn't need you to do any of that, right, Auntie? Your Blaze Gem inscriptions will help you complete that part of your plan in the ley line's place. You will use the inscriptions to form a massive memory bank for Nechka. And the ancient names you're trying to forge will be used to extract corresponding memories from the memory bank.
A memory bank? Wait, so the reason all those people were having trouble remembering stuff is because the Blaze Gem inscriptions took away any memories related to Nechka?
Even though Nechka has forgotten her own past, her life was still witnessed by other people. But if it was remembered by other people, wouldn't that still mean that, like, she was, remembered? Like, she doesn't have to remember at least the other people will remember it for her. Right? That doesn't make any sense.
Using other people's memories of Nechka to reconstruct her past? This is the first time I've heard of such an idea.
You've seen through my plans, Xilonen. You're as outstanding as ever. Far more brilliant than me. I intend to use this method to collate all the memories related to Nechka and allow her to regain her past again.
But wouldn't extracting memories like that hurt the person carrying the Blaze Gem inscription?
Not at all. Every time a Blaze Gem inscription extracts memories, the process is under my precise control. That way, there's no chance of anyone in the tribe getting hurt. This is the central inscription that controls all the other Blaze Gem inscriptions, which will also soon serve as Nechka's ancient name.
You made all of this yourself, Plusoli?
Even though it's not an official ancient name, that's still a lot to do on your own.
Yes, it was lots and lots of work. It was truly exhausting. Or perhaps I've just grown old. You saw it yourself. I nearly fainted just from being in the sun. I could collapse tomorrow, or even in the next few moments. But Nechka's ancient name is still far from completion. I've solved the issue of storing memories, but I still don't know how to connect Nechka up to this central inscription.
I've thought you just modify your own ancient name.
I considered it, but this matter doesn't have anything to do with my ancient name. It's of no help to me, and I don't need its help now.
You know the price to pay for making something like this.
Yes, I do. But as long as I can get my Nechka back, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Otherwise, Nechka won't have any chance of reclaiming her past once I'm dead and gone. She won't remember me, and she won't even remember why her name is Nechka. When that time comes, she'll be left to drift around the world all alone, unknowing of where she came from or where she should go. She is my daughter, the one to whom I gave the Nechka name. Whether it be as her mother or as a name engraver, I can't simply stand by and let her name disappear.
Xilonen!
Shh, let her think about this for a moment.
I'll take the central inscription with me. I'm going to completely disassemble it to confirm its components and uses, and I won't make any promises until I've checked everything. Say goodnight to Nechka for me, Auntie.
Oh, wait. I've also finished the inscriptions for the Traveler in Paimon. Let me fetch them for you. I'm sorry it took me so long to finish them.
Hold on, Auntie. The Traveler and Paimon have never met Nechka before, so you can't draw any memories from them.
That wasn't my intention. They're just ordinary gifts. Please, take them.
Oh, is she awake?
Huh? What was that noise?
Nechka must have woken up and wants to get out of bed on her own. Sorry, I'll go check on her first. Nechka, don't try to get out of bed. Just tell Mom if you need anything.
You go ahead and take care of Nechka, Auntie. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon. There are a few things I want to tell you.
Oh, okay. Wait, she says that Nechka is her real child, but what if she actually isn't? And what if she somehow deluded herself into thinking Nechka was her real daughter through substance abuse? That is a possibility. Like, I'm thinking like Rapunzel type story. Her voice is definitely a bit off, as in it's very monotone. But I don't know if that means she's a villain or not, you know?
You two can wait outside for a moment. I just need to go in and grab something. The workshop is a little messy, so unfortunately, I won't be able to show you around.
But I want to see.
Oh, yeah, that's not really what I mean. It's not the mess that's really the problem. It's just that the workshop is cluttered with way too much stuff. Books, files, and even ancient texts I got from the Masters of the Nightwind.
Oh, so you literally cannot walk around in there. Okay.
Everything's piled up to the ceiling. You probably won't know where to step once you're inside. Kachina suffered quite an unfortunate series of events the last time she went inside. Well, I suppose it was my fault for being so focused on searching for information at the time that I forgot to lock the door.
Ooh.
After entering the workshop, she was shocked to find herself face to face with a massive woven scroll from the Masters of the Nightwind, and then she turned around and knocked over a huge stack of forging blueprints.
Aw, poor baby.
She tried to step out of the way, but tripped on a poster tube that was behind her,
Oh!
and then boom! The forging blueprints came crashing down right onto her head.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That must have hurt. Was she okay?
She's lucky I noticed in time. I found Kachina in a daze and managed to save her before an entire set of the history of the Children of Echoes was about to bury her. I then dragged her up to the second floor. Ever since then, Kachina always waits outside the door and doesn't dare take a step in whenever she comes to see me.
She's traumatized by the books. Are there really that many books inside?
Yeah, you're an artisan and craftswoman after all. We thought there would be weapons and armor hanging all over the place.
Yeah, but also, like, you need books to learn how to do the craftsmanship stuff.
But it seems more like a library than a workshop.
Well, my primary work is forging ancient names, which is much trickier than making swords and tools. Aside from the necessary craftsmanship, I also need to consult many ancient texts. You probably already know that each ancient name represents a certain spirit, behind which are countless related stories to support it. In other words, the essence of an ancient name is the physical manifestation of a certain spiritual will. And as a name engraver, when I'm working on a new ancient name, I'm not only trying to give it a physical shape, but more importantly, I'm also trying to understand the spirit contained within the name. And to do that, I have to collect as many related stories as possible and read through them all. But, as you might know, people tend to add a lot of extraneous details when it comes to stories about themselves.
Yeah, that's how mythos works. It always gets reworked whenever a new person is in power.
For stories that have been clearly exaggerated or altered, I must gather other related stories and information as cross-references.
I really like her. She's like a partial researcher too. Like, that's so interesting.
This way, I can filter out all the absurd and exaggerated details and restore the person's life to its true nature. Only in true stories can you find the authentic spirit. And this is the only way for the spirit to become an ancient name that matches its essence.
We've heard about the concept behind ancient names before, but after hearing you explain the details, Paimon can't help but think that ancient names are really powerful.
If only they could be even more powerful.
Well, no matter how powerful ancient names could be, they would never be able to suddenly turn into a blade or allow you to smash through an entire cliff in one punch. It's just a form of spiritual power that's passed down from generation to generation. It doesn't have those kinds of physically tangible effects. Well, take your own names, for example. From the moment you appeared in this world, some person had already prepared a blessing for you. And that person then condensed this blessing into your name and gave it to you as a gift. It may feel like the moment you received your name is already in the past, but it will always stay with you and move with you in the future. Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. Well, that's what Auntie once told me. With this blessing, people will become more confident as they walk into their future. To put it another way, it's like having a lamp in your hand as you walk through the darkness of night.
Oh, Paimon gets that. If you're alone when you're walking in the dark, it's easy to get scared and tired quickly. But if someone else is walking with you, then it won't be nearly as scary. And, well, you might still get tired, but it'll still be a whole lot better than walking alone.
Okay, but I'm thinking for like names, right? The name also gives like an expectation of like what that child will be before they even grow up. What if, I don't know, what if their name never comes into fruition? I mean, I understand like if you name a child after like a trickster god or something like that, it's like kind of assumed that your child will like, it's like an omen kind of thing where it's like, oh, your kid's gonna actually be like a trickster or something like that. It will follow the name, right? That's very interesting, the way she described names. Like, I don't know how to like, I need to like pick apart at it another time because my brain is like so, like I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it, but it's such a interesting way she's described it.
The Traveler always has Paimon by his side though, so he'll never have to worry about that.
Even though we're separating for next Archon quest.
Paimon sure many wish they could be in your shoes, Traveler.
Aw, please, you're always the one to get tired when we're on the road.
Paimon's always flying, of course it gets tiring. But we're getting off topic, we can talk about that later.
Try not to fall asleep on me next time.
Anyway, this is what Plisoli told me when I was training as a name engraver. And to be honest, I've only understood 20% of what she said at most. I've never been able to figure out the rest.
But doesn't that mean you basically don't get it?
Not really. You understand enough to get the job done.
Well, that's not entirely true. Auntie and I have at least come to a consensus on the most important thing. You know what? I am sick of talking. We can talk about all of this later. Please, wait a moment while I grab my things.
I love her. She's also a very, like, don't talk to me unless it's business person. I love that. Xilonen opens the door and walks into her workshop. Some unsettling crashing sounds come from the workshop, followed by some antagonizing creaks and squeaks. Eventually, Xilonen rushes out the door with a box in her arms. She then turns around and kicks the door closed, shutting the sound of dusty books falling to the ground inside. Your workshop concerns me. It's a forge, right? You have fire in there, right?
Did you hear a whole section of something collapse in there just now?
It's fine, it's fine. It was just a bunch of very old ancient name records. I've already made copies of them. I kept this set of phlogiston wedges in the back, so it wasn't easy to take out. I had to resort to brute force. Come on, let's go disassemble the central inscription. It shouldn't take long. Here we are. This is the place.
This cliff is pretty high. What are we going to do here? Are we going to climb to the very top and then throw this inscription down the cliff?
We're disassembling it, not destroying it, Paimon. I'm sure Xilonen knows what she's doing.
I'm going to use phlogiston to make an engraving circle on the cliff wall. That will allow me to investigate the internals of the central inscription. Now let me see if this thing can even turn on. I was still an apprentice last time I used it. Before we attempt to engrave the inside pattern of an ancient name with phlogiston, we always use this to draw out the engraving diagram on a cliff or open ground. Only after we've confirmed that phlogiston can flow properly through the internal engravings can we start formally working on the small internal engravings of the ancient name. If we want to dismantle the central inscription in a non-destructive manner, we'll have to use this thing. I really don't want to engrave such a large diagram with my bare hands.
Oh, so you'll be able to see what it looks like on the inside without ruining Tlasoli's inscription?
For the most part. If it were just an ordinary unfinished ancient name piece, I'd just take it apart and pour phlogiston into the internal engravings to see everything. But since it's a central inscription, it would be better not to destroy the blessing that Auntie has prepared for Nichka.
So, Xilonen, does this central inscription fall under the 20% you understand about ancient names, or the other 80% you don't understand?
Oh, well, there's an 80% chance it's part of the 20%.
Oh, don't worry. As I said, Auntie and I share an understanding of the most important principle, which is names are intrinsically valuable.
I feel like that's just the regular thing for Genshin, like in every part of the story, especially abyssal things.
Only by having names can things be sorted and categorized. They allow the world to become more orderly and identifiable. For example, when I order ore, I would usually say I need volcanic crystals of about 35% purity and no more than 3% of impurities. Without specific names, I would only be able to go to the ore merchant and say, I want this and this. No, this isn't it. That one. No, not that one either. Yeah, you see what I mean? Names are a crucial part of how we standardize our workflow. Without names, the work would be impossible.
I feel like that's language in general. Like, you need to know the language in order to describe the things that you need directly. That's why if you don't have the language to describe the situation you're in, you're not going to be able to describe it. And that's like something that happens if you're, the first thing I think of is therapy, but like if you're unable to describe a feeling or like have a name to the feeling, it's much harder for people to understand how you're feeling if you don't tie a descriptor or a name to it. It's interesting because Enjo and Sanka can change his name to anything he wants, so he places less value in the names. I feel like in Teyvat in general, there's such an importance on like not revealing your true name, or like your name has such an importance. That's why Nuvi and Rio don't use their first name, because they both know that their first name has importance. But also, like, the first name is how you summon, like, demons and stuff like that. So it could also be that tied to that as well. Makes sense. So you're talking about it from a technical perspective.
Yes, because forging ancient names is first and foremost a technical job. There's no debating that. As for the question of why it's important, as long as it does not affect your ability to perform your work, you'll gradually understand it as you put the process into practice.
You really care about efficiency above all else. Sounds like the most efficient approach.
After all, creating an ancient name is quite the complicated process. Well, let me break it down even further. We're not in the tribe right now anyway. Essentially, by forging ancient names, I'm assigning nicknames to the heroes in Natlan's history. Giving someone a name is a subjective expression. You just need to express your hopes and wishes for them. But giving someone a nickname is a much more objective expression. To come up with a fitting and accurate nickname requires much thought and observation. If ancient names or nicknames aren't descriptive enough, no one will remember them anyway. So the best I can do is gather all the information I could and try to come up with the most fitting nicknames possible. Even a minor mistake in the process could cause people to misunderstand the nickname. For a name engraver such as myself, such mistakes would be considered a major blunder.
Paimon, nicknames are your specialty.
Paimon isn't trying to come up with a nickname for Xilonen. Besides, all of Paimon's nicknames have been very descriptive. Everyone can remember them.
Sure?
Phew. Now I'm curious. Why don't you, come up with one for me?
Are you serious?
I think this is the first time someone has actively gone like, hey, Paimon, make me a nickname, you know?
Of course. This is also my line of work, you know. Go ahead.
A nickname? Xilonen. Well, she uses phlogiston to forge weapons and make names for others.
Don't stress over it. You better make it a good one. Ooh, I'm taunting her.
Smith?
Okay, maybe we workshop that for another time.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. And quite fitting, too. I'll remember it.
Sure. don't entertain Paimon. That was bad.
But, you should keep observing my work, Paimon. Maybe you'll come up with an even better nickname. Right, okay. Time to make like a smith and start smithing. Watch closely.
Connect the activated flywheel just in wedges. Oh. Trial Xilonen? Yes. Thank you.
Adjust the inclination by 2 degrees. Stop. The error margin is within an acceptable amount.
Like
but I'll
connecting
extend the inscription link a little more just to be safe. I'll leave some space here. And when the linked engravings are activated, the inscriptions here will overlap with each other.
Oh, it's really like making a constellation.
That should complete the flow.
That is very interesting.
Amazing, Xilonen! You were running all over that cliff as if it was flat ground!
Oh, it's interesting. I know I said at some point that like it's a little interesting that the way that we are blessed with an ancient name is very similar to how other people get visions, or like how we've seen other people get blessed with visions in the story. But now that we're checking the names with this method and it looks like a constellation, I'm just like, the lore, it's here. Like, is that the power of the Children of Echoes?
Oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with my tribe. It's just the phlogiston adhesive I have on my shoes. But after all that running around, I'll have to infuse them with more phlogiston again. I should prepare a spare supply of phlogiston to bring with me next time.
Don't tell me you've already covered head to toe in work equipment.
More or less, yeah. I usually have at least the key equipment on hand. I can show them to you when we next find the time, but let's get to work first. Let me see. Start with Anchor 1 and activate it with Density 3 phlogiston.
It's interesting that they've kind of incorporated technobabble into this, like, entire scene.
Whoa! A super huge diagram just appeared! Tlasoli's central inscription is even floating!
Ooh. After some time, the blast of phlogiston cease, and the central inscription returns to Xilonen's hand.
So are you done checking the inscription, Xilonen? How does it look?
I didn't find any anomalies in the phlogiston engraving. All the adjustments are indeed based on ancient name engraving techniques.
So you're saying that everything's normal? So that means...
That means we can help Tlasoli and Nichka now, right?
Well, probably, but I have good news and bad news. Oh, but I'm also just going to go ahead and share both, so it's not like you'll have a choice in the matter.
I would prefer bad news first.
Paimon will cover her ears after the good news.
Well, even if you cover your ears, the issue will still continue to exist.
Yes, exactly.
But, before we get to that, I want to ask the Traveler a question.
I like this line. Even if you cover your ears, the issue will still continue to exist. I like that about her. She's just so straightforward about everything.
What are your thoughts on absorbing memories?
What? Oh, okay. In the context of Nichka's thing, I don't think what Tlasoli is doing is right, mainly because of consent. Like, I don't know why Tlasoli is just, like, sneaking around and just being like, okay, can I ask you... Like, why can't she ask the other people, like, hey, would you mind if I took some of your memories with Nichka using this item in order for me to repair Nichka's, like, memory, right? It just doesn't make sense why she hasn't told anyone else in the tribe why she's doing this. And she's kind of just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna give you this nice thing. And then, like, it seems manipulative. That's what it is. Which leads me down the route of thinking that Tlasoli might not be telling us all the information, and there's actually an ulterior motive as to why she's taking the information from other people to give to Nechka, but I don't want to go on that route yet. Because we could get a Rapunzel situation where it's just like, oh yeah, Tlazoli is not actually the mother. Tlazoli is actually an auntie, and like, she took Nechka away from someone else, and that's why she had to leave the tribe, all that. But, I don't know, like, it could, like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, that's what the one thing is. I don't think this is right. I don't think what she's doing is right.
I knew you felt the same way, and that'll save me some initial explanation. I've never been very good at that anyway. It's hard to control the absorption of memories. Technically speaking, this type of inscription has the power to do far more than absorb memories related to a single person.
Oh. What do you mean?
By herself, Auntie can't handle that level and scope of work, but if she has accomplices, it is completely possible for her to use this inscription to accomplish far bigger things.
Wait, okay, so you're thinking this is part of the bigger conspiracy? Is that what's happening?
Accomplices? You make it sound like she's committing a crime!
Well, here's the good news. Yes, this Blaze Gem inscription would be the perfect tool to commit crimes, but we haven't found any accomplices or signs that she intends to put it to such uses.
But there's a possibility, and that's why you're worried about it.
From a purely objective standpoint, we can consider that possibility as yet to be confirmed for now.
You just don't want to place suspicion on her just in case, because she is your auntie and like you had a connection with her, like she seemed like a nice person. But no, this is slowly turning out to be like, oh, she's actually a bad person this whole time, and then Xilonen's gonna be really sad at the end of this.
The bad news is, there's still an underlying problem with this Blaze Gem inscription that cannot be ignored. I believe I've mentioned this before. Ancient names operate with the help of the Wyab, granting them the power to read information kept in the ley lines. In this process, the Wyab actually function like relays, helping the ancient name bearer sense the information from within the ley lines. If you remove the Wyab from the process and don't use any tools, then finding a specific story is akin to trying to scoop up a specific grain of sand from a rushing river.
So before you're even able to retrieve the sand, you would most likely drown.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who attempts to do so will likely lose most of their cognitive function or become a babbling madman who talks to themselves all day long. Now, let's consider the memories that Auntie has gathered as the ley line, and Nechka as the only ancient name bearer of this ley line. There's no way Auntie would let Nechka plunge into the river of memories without any tools. She'd only be overwhelmed by the surge of memories. And considering that Nechka has forgotten all of her past, she'll be unable to work on her own to accurately find the correct past. Only Aunt Tlazoli can help her filter the correct memories of her past.
It is sounding more and more like court cases with guardianship. I don't know, this reminds me of the Kesha guardianship trials. Like, is it No, it was Britney Spears. Sorry, wrong person. She's gonna have to rely on Tlazoli all the time to try and correct the memories of her past. Like, it sounds both manipulative and also like she's trying to take control over it. So I'm like very scared.
So, if my hypothesis is correct, Auntie is actually planning on turning herself into Nechka's Wyab to help her extract the corresponding memories in the different situations she may face.
But that would mean sacrificing Auntie. So,
in an ideal world, this would be perfectly fine, as long as every extracted memory is correct. Nechka would essentially be getting her past back. And I also believe that there won't be any mistakes in everything that Auntie remembers about Nechka. But Auntie is not a Wyab. Her body won't be able to handle the load for long.
So at any moment she might... I see. This isn't a problem that we can't ignore.
But how can we solve this problem? No matter how we try, Tlazoli will...
She's already made up her mind. She's ready to pay the price.
Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. I've also made up my mind. Come on, let's go see Auntie.
Xilonen. It looks like you've made your decision. Am I right?
Yes, here's some research that I've done. You can reference it to modify the way the central inscription operates. I'll also help you continue working on the Blaze Gem inscriptions, but I must have complete control over all the inscriptions and the ability to oversee their uses. The memories that can be absorbed by the inscription will be limited solely to Nechka's past. We'll plan a set time frame together from which the memories can be drawn from shortly. If you attempt to extract any memories beyond this scope, then I'll consider that as committing a criminal act and halt all work related to the central inscription. After the memory bank is constructed, the Blaze Gem inscription's absorption functions must be stopped immediately. Only functionalities for outputting memories will be kept.
I accept. Thank you, Xilonen. I really...
Auntie, you know I can't stand it when you do this. If you needed my help, you should have just said so. There's no need to beat around the bush like you did.
Using technology for ancient names to forge other things without permission is no trivial matter.
Yes, it's a major departure from the technology's intended use, but it's nothing compared to a child who needs help, compared to a name that's about to be lost. But once this is all over, you must come with me to see Pakal and discuss everything that happened.
That's fine. I'm willing to accept any punishment for my little Nechka.
All right, let's clear off the table and come up with a plan. I need some time to consider how to let Nechka control the Blaze Gem inscription on her own and extract the memories from her past. By the way, did you give the book to Nechka?
How could I just hand her a birthday present that you specially brought for her? I've picked out a box and packaged it up. Wait till her birthday and then bring it to her. It'll be a nice surprise.
No, it's just an old book. There's no need to...
Nechka? Hello? The music stopped.
Is Nechka up again? But what was all that noise? It sounded like something broke.
Is there a secret passageway? I don't want secret passageway. Did she fall? Is she okay?
Uh-oh. What if something fell on her? We should check. Paimon will go have a look.
Okay, if Flazzoli, immediately stops her in a panic, I'm gonna be 100% suspicious of Flazzoli.
Nechka, don't hurt yourself.
Xilonen, is that you? You're Nechka?
How many times have I told you? Don't get out of bed on your own. You were running a fever yesterday.
Hello, Nechka.
Thank you for the book. I've already read it several times.
I don't know if she looks any different.
You've already read it? But didn't Tlassoli package up the book that Xilonen brought?
Something's not adding up.
No, she's all mixed up. The one she read isn't from Xilonen. It's one I bought for her before. A few days ago, she told me she wanted a book. I know nothing about these kinds of books, so I had no choice but to go to the tribe and look for a copy. I eventually found one and bought it for her. I put it in her room once I got back. Soon after, she suddenly developed a fever. I was so busy taking care of her that I forgot about the book and even forgot that she had asked you for a gift.
Auntie, do you know which version of the book you bought?
Which version? The shopkeeper said it was the one with the perfect ending to the story. Apparently that's the only one you can find on the market now.
The censored version.
Oh, it's all my fault. You wasted your money and now it won't even be a surprise.
Oh, it's all right. It's just a book. As long as Nechka enjoys it, that's what matters.
Oh, right. Nechka probably doesn't know us. You're Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Mom told me about you.
What is going on?
Oh! Seems like everyone knows who we are now.
No need to introduce ourselves anymore. Hi, Nechka.
Yeah, Nechka seems to be doing pretty well today. Since she's been stuck indoors for the last few days, why don't we take her out for a walk?
Seems the fever's gone.
Take her for a walk. But considering her condition, I don't think she...
Oh, don't worry, Auntie. She'll be safe with the Traveler and me. We won't leave the tribe, and if anything comes up, we'll be sure to find the doctor immediately. Besides, it's her birthday in a few days, and we need to go to the tribe to buy some things. Let's give her a proper celebration. What do you think, Auntie?
I promise I'll be good, Mom. Didn't you say before that I need more fresh air?
All right. As you wish. I also happen to have a few repaired Blaze Gem inscriptions that I need to get back to the tribe. We can go together. Wait for a moment. I'll go get Nechka's water bottle and some towels. Some medicine. Oh, and a parasol.
Tizoli entered Nechka's room. After quickly packing, she comes back out. She has to clean up whatever
Talk about being
fell down.
prepared.
She had to go in and clean up whatever fell down. We can camp out with all that stuff.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared. Okay, let's go. Please be good now, Nechka. Don't cause any trouble for Xilonen and the others.
Oh, you can let me carry these. And don't be a stranger, Nechka. Feel free to tell us anything. And even I was quite a handful for Auntie when I was little.
Yeah! It's not often you get to go out to play, so just have fun! Everything will be fine!
If you don't stir up some trouble when you're little, you'll never get the chance again. Never get the chance again is such an ominous line.
Okay, thanks everyone. And please don't worry, Mom. I'll be good.
Let's go look for Ignal. I've had her Blaze Gem inscription for a while now, and I'll finally return it to her today.
I don't like this. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong.
Tosoli, what brings you to the tribe today? Oh, and Nechka too! Oh, she seems to be doing much better now. She's even out and about. I'm sure it won't be long before she'll be playing with Chanil and the others.
I hope so. Here, Ignal. This is your inscription. I've finished repairing it.
Oh, thank you for bringing it back for me. Oh, by the way, I came across a piece of good quality ore a while ago. I was thinking of using it to make some pretty jewelry for little Nechka. I remember that Nechka would become so happy every time she saw a shiny ring. Right, Nechka?
I'm sure she'd love that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Give me a moment. I'll bring the ore.
Oh, I can make the jewelry for her. What kind would you like, Nechka?
I would like...
Something shaped like an embercore flower would be nice. She was always asking me before to make her an ancient name with an embercore flower design.
I don't like that you're speaking over her.
Noted. I'll make that as a gift for her next birthday. Sorry, Nechka. It won't be a surprise for you.
That's okay. Thank you, Xilonen.
I wonder if... I don't know if this is because I watched a very informative video about the queer experience yesterday, but I wonder if the mom is mourning the past version of Nechka, like before she had the embercore flower and like got corrupted by the abyss. So like maybe she was different before that experience, and now whatever happened post the abyssal experience, she became a changed person. So maybe the mom is using the memories of other people of how she was before to revert Nechka back to that original form. Like, okay, the video that I personally watched was about trans experiences and body horror. So I'm wondering if, like, it immediately gives me, like, maybe she changed. Maybe, like, she realized, like, it was, like, something else.
Found it! Sorry to keep you waiting. Here, please take it. By the way, Nechka, feel free to write to me if you ever want to know more about ores. Well, I was shocked last time when you wrote me out of the blue asking for a volcanic crystal.
Sorry about that. She can hardly contain her curiosity now that she's started to recover. She's still too weak to go out whenever she wants, so she begs me every day to help her write letters to people in the tribe about all sorts of things.
Ooh, interesting that Xilonen blocks, like, physically the distance between Nechka and Tizoli. That's an interesting detail.
That's how you know she's one of the children of Echoes. It's normal for us to be interested in ore.
Everything's looking up! Oh, We're just like the main character in the new version of To Kill the Brave, when he was about to save his brother Remak. According to the story, we should be right around... let Paimon see... To kill prayed to the goddess of mountains and fire. Let my brother's name ever live on. I am willing to sacrifice my heart and blood in return. The goddess replied, I've heard your prayer, but your brother is no longer your kin. His name has sunken into the deepest of depths.
This is solidifying my theory that she was different before the Abyssal, incident.
Then Tequil said, turn my blood to fire so my heart may illuminate the depths. I will bring my brother back before my blood runs dry. Oh, you remembered that whole line, Nechka? Paimon remembers that's exactly what the book... huh? Wait, what did the book say?
You forgot? But didn't you just read it, Paimon?
Paimon finished both books in one sitting. A lot of their content is nearly the same, so it's easy to get mixed up.
I agree with that. Playing everything at once is hard.
But the ending in the older version is more interesting. Even if it's hard for kids to, well, completely understand. Oh, wait! Nechka hasn't read the other ending. It's okay, just wait a bit and Paimon will read it out for you.
I wonder if Tlazoli wants to prevent the other alternative version of the ending. She knows something's up.
That's not true. Actually, I already know the other ending. You already know the other ending? But didn't you only read the edition your mom got for you?
Hey, what are you all chatting about so happily?
I don't like that!
Huh? Mom, Mr. Traveler and I were just talking about the ending of that book.
Oh, she is hiding. Okay.
We were just talking about how the bad guy was defeated and everyone returned home safely. It's a really happy ending.
It's a really happy ending.
Aren't happy endings always nice? But if you already read the whole thing, then what will Mom have to read to you at bedtime? Guess you'll have to go to bed early tonight. But I'll buy you some more fairy tales next time, okay?
Okay, Mom.
How's the ore switching topics?
It's pretty good quality. I'll be able to give Nechka a beautiful and durable piece of jewelry for her next birthday. But, you know, for now, let's focus on celebrating her upcoming birthday. Where are we headed to next, Auntie?
It's also sounding like Helicopter or Tiger Mom parents, you know?
Next, let's visit Apaish Palan. He should be close by. Stay close, Nechka. Don't go too far.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, I don't like this one bit.
Why do my eyebrows keep twitching today? Strange.
That means you're about to hit the jackpot, Apaish Palan.
I didn't expect to have 2 name engravers coming in today. Welcome. What are you looking to buy, Tlazoli? I'll give you a discount like usual.
Whoa! Offering a discount just like that? Tlazoli sure has connections.
She was once our name engraver and did a lot for the tribe. It's only fair that I offer her a discount.
Thank you for your generosity. I've finished repairing your Blaze Gem inscription. Here, have a look. Come on, Nechka. Say thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, so this is Nechka. Tlazoli has shown me some pictures before. It looks like you're doing much better now. How about this? Go ahead and pick anything you'd like from the store.
Oh my god!
Think of it as a gift from me.
A gift?
No, that's all right. Mom told me that you've already given a lot to our family.
Oh, well, that was for your family. I've never given anything just for you. If you don't feel like it, you can also let your mom choose for you.
The mom's gonna take that chance.
Oh, no need to stand on ceremony, Auntie. Go ahead and pick something for Nechka. His drills and small clamps are good quality. The measurements of each part are exact, and they're always very durable. I always come here to buy things if I find myself in a pinch. Oh, do you have any child-friendly safety scissors? I remember seeing a few different styles.
I have a few in stock, but I put them in the back. Let me bring some out for you to pick.
Oh, no need to bring them all the way here. Why don't we just go in the back and choose there? It should only take a moment.
I don't know much about that kind of scissors. Why don't you just go yourself and...
Well, there are too many different designs and varieties of kid scissors. If you don't come and help me choose, I won't be able to pick one that Nechka would like.
Xilonen's trying to separate Tlazoli from Nechka so that we can keep talking to her. She's really smart, yeah.
Come on, Auntie. It'll only take a moment.
She is so smart. Okay, we can talk to Nechka now by
and
herself.
There goes Xilonen dragging Tlazoli off to buy more stuff.
Let's wait for them here.
What a busy day.
Shh, shut up, Paimon. Be sure to stay close, Nechka.
I won't run off. Paimon, who's your favorite character in To Kill the Brave? Paimon's favorite? To Kill, of course. He went through a lot to rescue his family. In the old version of the story, he was never able to reunite with his family, but he was still really strong and fought as best as he could.
He's a brave character, and I admire his courage.
What about you, Nechka? Which character do you like? I like Remak.
Aww.
Oh, the one who was possessed by Quatlique, but never forgot his brother Tequil. He was also an amazing character. If it wasn't for his determination, both he and his brother would have been defeated by Quatlique in the final battle.
Seems like you were really immersed by the story.
Of course! A story's only interesting if you can really get immersed in it. Hey, Nechka, why don't we play pretend? You can be Remak, and Paimon will be Tequil, okay?
You just like reciting epic lines. You know what? This is just theater kid. We're just... we're in theater camp. She keeps looking back at her.
Mr. Traveler, can I play the role of Quatlique?
Of course she picks a villain character. Okay.
But isn't she the villain? In the old version, she even ate Remak and took on his appearance.
But a lot of people pick villain characters to feel like they're more in control. So, by Nechka picking the villain... Ooh, by Nechka picking the villain, she wants more control in her life. Interesting. I think Tlazoli is just dealing with a cocktail of mental illness rather than one syndrome or another. No, I agree. I think she has like a lot of things going on right now. Plus, becoming the Y-Up thing is probably adding to that. You said it yourself, that's the old version. That wasn't the one Nechka read.
Ah, right. She read the version with a happy ending. And that one, Quatlique was defeated and the brothers both survived. Well, it doesn't matter. Only the lines at the end were different. You can go on ahead and say your favorite lines, Nechka. Paimon's read both versions, so she'll be able to play along. My favorite line is the one from the end. It's...
She's gonna... The mom's gonna appear in like 5 seconds.
Come here, Nechka.
Yep.
Look at you. You're sweating.
Mom!
Let me wipe your forehead. Now, drink some water. This child. You forget everything as soon as you start playing.
We've picked something out for Nechka. A Paishpalan will deliver it to Auntie's house once he's packaged it up. How was Nechka?
Oh, we were just about to get to the exciting part.
Xilonen, I don't know why we're pointing this out while she's right there, but sure. Xilonen, did you leave us with Nechka on purpose so we could talk with her alone?
Really? Oh, now that Paimon thinks about it, Xilonen has dragged Tlazoli away from us a couple of times now. But why?
Nechka has a strange look on her face. Seems like she has something to say.
Let's talk later.
Yeah.
Just trust me and act normal for now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we should head to our last stop, Auntie. It's real hot today, and we shouldn't let Nechka be in the heat for too long.
Right. Let's go see Chevin and head back home.
I really liked Tlazoli. I just don't like that she's doing all this. I can understand her motivation, but also,
I finished repairing your Blaze Gem inscription, Chevin. I've also reinforced it so it shouldn't fall apart so easily now.
Thank you. How about the volcanic crystal? Was it usable?
Yes, thanks for that.
You're welcome. I just want to see Nechka get better.
Thank you, Miss Chevin.
It's fine. Honestly, you're both too polite for your own good.
I was wondering where you got the ore for such a large-scale Blaze Gem inscription. So you must be one of Auntie's accomplices, then.
Oh, Xilonen.
Oh, the music stopped.
We already know what's going on.
We're all doing our best for Nechka.
You had me worried there. I thought we'd been found out. We'd be in real trouble if Pakal ever got wind of it. To be honest, I won't be able to cover it up for much longer. I've been traveling away from home every few days, and the ore reserves have noticeably decreased. The last time Pakal came and asked me about it, I could only say that I'd been using up a lot of ore to research new styles of jewelry. As for why I had been leaving so often, I said that I'd found a new ore vein and wanted to extract some new gems from it. Sorry. I've been talking my head off. Please, come in and have a seat.
Right, that's the first sign that you should probably not do this.
Sure, we can sit for a moment, but...
Miss Chevin, can I go see some of the jewelry over there?
You mean Amisha's work? Sure, go ahead. Remember to stay in the shade as much as you can.
She wants to talk to Amisha.
Paimon wants to go too! We'll go together. Paimon hasn't looked at Natlan's jewelry very closely yet.
I'll buy you some if the price is good.
Really? Then Paimon's gonna take a good look at what they have.
You haven't bought any jewelry for a while, Auntie. Why don't you pick one out?
Xilonen is taking so slowly again. Let's keep talking with Nechka.
Come on, Nechka! We don't know anything about Natlan's jewelry, so you can help us pick something out. Mr. Traveler,
What's happening?
Come here, Nechka.
Oh my god! I don't like this!
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Chevin and Xilonen, but it's already getting late. We should be heading back now.
She caught on. She knows what we were doing.
It'll be Nechka's birthday in a few days, and there's still a lot for us to do before then.
No problem. I'll be sure to bring her some beautiful jewelry to celebrate.
Really? The bombastic side-eye! I don't like that! I don't like that shot at all!
You're getting hot again. Here, Mom will carry you. Let's get going. You forget to take care of yourself once you start playing. Let's go back and we'll have a talk.
I didn't.
Nechka, I never taught you to lie.
Sorry, Mom. Nechka's looking at us. Paimon feels like something's not right.
Stay quiet.
What should we do?
Shut up. Shut up. Let's see what Xilonen says.
No, Nechka was having so much fun today that she forgot the time. It's not a big deal. Let me help carry her home. I'm worried you would also have to recover if you carried her the whole way.
No, it's fine. I'll carry her. Let's go, Nechka. It's time to go home.
Ozoli declines her help and leaves the tribe, carrying Nechka. I don't like this.
Thank you, everyone, for spending so much time with us today.
Also, I like how, look how far apart we are. The distance?
Please be sure to come to Nechka's birthday party.
We'll be there. I hope she continues to feel better.
All right. It's nearly bedtime for Nechka, so let's part our ways here.
Oh, Auntie, remember to give her the book, that copy of To Kill the Brave I brought. I went to a lot of trouble to find it.
I wonder if there's something that Xilonen slipped in there to help her escape. I really hope so.
I understand. Really, do you think I'd let your efforts go to waste? It's very special to receive a book from you. I'm sure she'll put it somewhere safe. Right, Nechka?
The side-eye is crazy.
Yeah. Thanks, Xilonen.
Oh, put it somewhere? Isn't she going to read it?
Well, I've read the story to her many times already. She's even memorized nearly every line.
Oh, that won't be a problem, Auntie. Nechka's probably never heard this version of To Kill the Brave.
Oh, what's different about this version?
The majority is about the same, but the ending is different from the one that you bought her. The one I gave her is the unedited version that was originally published. It was released long before Nechka fell ill.
Oh, but I remember you were never very interested in fairy tales, Xilonen.
I think that this is all a test, and I think that she's trying to convince her to let her read it because it's something from her past, like before she fell ill. That might incite her memories.
Well, I was just thinking that if what you said about Nechka's illness is true, she shouldn't be able to remember anything about her past before her illness. So the ending to the original version of To Kill the Brave is also part of the past that she should have forgotten. In other words, if she hasn't recently read the old version of the story, then she shouldn't possibly know the ending, right?
I don't understand. Why are you so concerned about the ending of this book? Even if she does remember the ending, what does that prove? Maybe she snuck out somewhere when I wasn't watching and read the first edition of the story.
Yeah,
It's hard
okay,
to
that
come
is
by,
a possibility. After all, she does remember things that have happened recently. In which case, yeah, let's go ask around the tribe and see if anyone remembers Nechka reading the book. There are only a few shops in the tribe that sell books, or we can just ask Nechka where she'd read it.
The booksellers all have inscriptions, so there's a chance that their memories...
You jumped on that so fast.
So, you admit that the inscriptions can affect the tribe's current memories? I was very clear that I would consider that a crime and would stop all work on it.
There must be a few more books at home. I
do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit.
I beg your pardon?
Nechka, where did you read that book? Answer me.
Go home, Nechka. Are you disobeying me?
You're the one who wrote me the letter, Nechka. You're the one who wanted the book. Only you can speak for yourself. We're listening, Nechka. Right here, right now.
Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left.
And she knows the ending.
Silence.
That's the line from the old ending. Nechka remembers it. I know everything. Xilonen, help me, please.
No! No!
Something's blocking the door.
Get back!
Xilonen, wait for us.
The tunnel is blocked.
What
we can't go
the
in. There might also be traps.
What?
Whoa. What are all those things on Nechka's walls?
It seems Auntie put all the extra inscriptions she made here.
What the fuck? No one here. Where'd they go, actually?
If she's trying to finish that ancient name, there's only one place she could go. Come on, follow me.
I told y'all there was a secret tunnel! Oh my god! Man, I really didn't want this to happen. I didn't want this to happen. Talosi's Forge. A workshop that Talosi announced had been abandoned and sealed off. Now an ominous crackling echoes within. Alright, this is team... If you fuck with my kid, I'ma fuck with you! Alright.
What is this place?
Oh god. There's a whole thing
Auntie's
here.
workshop.
What the heck?
It was supposedly closed after she stepped down from her position in the tribe. But it appears that we've all been deceived.
Who is surprised? Alright.
Why are there people up ahead?
Not my problem.
Shady business. You have to hire shady people to help you. Let's go, don't hesitate.
Oi.
That was quick.
Alright. Is there anything here? That's a whole door, though. Oh god, this workshop's big.
Alright.
Where are we going? Oh god, I can't see a thing. Hello? Girly pop. What was that? We go up? Hello? You wanna... Girl? What is happening? Hello? Thank you. Okay. Okay, she does not want to climb. Workshop, you're huge. Oh, no! No! I'm gonna just fall in the Phylogist. This is the end. Oh, never mind. I'm just swimming in the lava now. That's an achievement? an achievement. Okay, good to know.
The door's closed here too. Where should we go now?
There has to be a method.
The transport system seems to still be functioning. Let's go look for the controls and get this cart running again. Maybe it can take us further inside.
Okay. Okay, I gotta switch. I like the ones where they do it for you. It helps a lot. Okay, camera, buddy. Ooh, that was not fun. Oh, we have to do this first? Okay. And then we use the cart for things. There we go.
All right, let's keep going.
Oh, I don't like this. The color scheme, although it's not like purple, it does remind me a lot of like the workshop from Scaramouche's story from the Sumeru Archon quest. Yeah. Oh, don't. Fine. Okay. That was annoying. Big controller after carriage enters the depot. It's entered the depot, my guy. There we go. I have to be careful. Girl, we're not diving in. It is getting a little darker. But I think that's because we're going further underground. Oh my god, how big is this place?
You got here quick. Impressive.
Alright, is it time for villain monologue, I guess?
Nichka's up there! What are you planning to do to her?
Why does it look like a sacrificial altar?
I never lied to you. All this time, I've only been trying to save my daughter, even though she's not my daughter yet.
There we go.
Once everything is over, she will really become my Nichka.
Even if she's not my daughter yet.
What is she saying? Is she not Nichka?
Infusing memories, forgetting the past.
So you figured it out. I want to use memories to awaken my Nichka.
Man, how did you manage to create a
She has stayed in
shield?
the Night Kingdom for far too long. She's afraid of the dark and cold. I'm the one who made her stay there alone, so I must bring her back. Don't worry, Nichka. Mom hasn't forgotten anything. She has always remembered your name.
Nichka died.
I'm afraid so.
Then, who's that girl lying up there?
She's a child from my tribe. Her parents were killed in the same abyss attack. But wouldn't you know it, her birthday is the same as that of my Nichka. I raised her and took care of her for many years. I thought that taking her in would help me feel better.
So you took in an orphan child, but instead of raising that orphan child as another child, you decided to try and replace this whole ass child with someone who is like your dead child?
I was so happy the first time she was willing to call me Mom. But then, I suddenly felt very, very scared. Is she really my child? My child's name is Nichka. It could only be Nichka. How could I be happy? My little Nichka is still waiting for me to get her home.
Oh my god. Okay, so she's also going through stuff because she can't come to the terms of the fact that, like, her daughter is dead.
As I said, I only want to bring Nichka back, even if it costs me everything. And now, the time has come for me to pay.
Oh no, this better not be the death. Right.
As for my useless ancient name, it's finally time to put it to good use. If you're not willing to help me, then you can become the fuel for Nichka's ancient name. Xilonen, you have yet to make a move. I take it you're examining the inscriptions around you. It's no use. I've already set up the blaze gem inscriptions, and the engraving diagram has already begun to run. It's all thanks to your ideas. Now, the central inscription will finally become Nechka's ancient name. After Nechka returns, I'll make sure to invite you to her birthday party.
Get behind me, Paimon.
You're not gonna go up there, are you?
What else are we gonna do? Nechka's dead. We can't let her harm an innocent child.
There's a flaw in this engraving diagram. The weak point is almost about to activate. So on my mark.
Don't worry, Nechka. Don't worry. Mom is here.
3.
Mom will always be with you. I'll never forget you.
2.
Wake up, Nechka. Now. Please, wake up.
1!
It's alright. It's alright. You'll see Mommy soon. Nechka.
We can save her, right? We have to.
Keep back! Those are distorted thoughts.
What?
And the mists are the thoughts' twisted cries. If you become tainted by them, they will control you, and you'll never be free again.
Where are you? I don't want medicine. It hurts. It hurts. Why am I alone?
Nechka, why?
No more medicine. Will you stay with me forever? Please never leave me again.
Telasoli, you're the one who twisted Nechka's name into a shackling prison.
HSR?
It's time for you to hear her true voice. Stone engraved and echoing peaks converge, disperse, in ashes be reborn, for flames born anew, and the blazing dawn.
Mommy will be with you. Nechka. Always. And forever.
Mommy, I've always been with you. And now you're finally listening to me. The old hurts the new, as flowers shield the roots, so life ever cycles until we return to the light. We've known each other a while, but we've never met. You're Nechka? Yes, but I still don't know your name. My name's Nepeka. It really suits you. Nepeka, I bless you from the past and wish that every day of your future will be filled with peace and happiness.
I saw Nechka and was speaking with her, but now, where? Where did she go?
Was it worth it watching your daughter die again twice?
Nechka? Nechka? Where are you? Answer Mommy, please. Please. Xilonen, you saw her too, didn't you? You saw my little Nechka. I felt her hands and hugged her. I was right. I was right. Those gray shadows were just a minor mistake. I just need to restart the ritual again. Alright, I'll start it again and Nechka will...
Have you still not come to your senses, Auntie?
What senses? I was not wrong. Nothing about what happened was wrong. She's just a little upset and was trying to ignore me. That child sure knows how to throw a tantrum. But I understand. I can accept that.
Enough, Tlasoli! The person you summoned with the Blaze Gem inscription wasn't the real Nechka at all. You collected memories of Nechka from countless people, but you forgot one thing. Among what you gathered were not only real memories, but also countless emotions. Didn't you realize what kind of emotions people would feel upon seeing Nechka's condition? When people held a dying child's hand, when they felt her faint breath and saw the helplessness in her eyes, when they sensed her body growing colder and colder, what could they feel but abject pain and sorrow?
I took those emotions.
You absorbed those emotions into the Blaze Gem inscriptions and solidified them as a piece of her past. Those gray figures were projections of that past. They could only reproduce the appearance of Nechka in her sickly state. What the real Nechka wished to say was drowned out by those twisted and painful thoughts.
I didn't want things to turn out like this. All I wanted was to remember Nechka, to see her again.
Nechka has always been with you, Auntie. Everything has long been recorded on your ancient name, the one you said was useless. You exhausted every option and sacrificed everything in the hopes of saving your daughter. That is undeniable. But have you forgotten the true meaning of your own ancient name?
My ancient name is Undugu.
The immovable love between you and Nechka has already been recorded in your ancient name, but you chose to ignore that. Names are blessings from the past to the future. You told me that, Auntie. You gave Nechka her name, her first blessing. But now, you've turned her name into a prison by taking an innocent child captive, and you've imprisoned yourself.
Nechka is everything to me. Without her, I can't see any future for me. And as for blessings... What blessings have I had since the day she passed? I see her in my dreams every day, grasping my hand, telling me she's in pain, asking me to hold her. But I can't say anything. I can't grasp her hand. All I can do is shout her name over and over again until I wake up. Every day, every single day, I've hated myself, and ancient names too. Who knows? Maybe hate would have been the only thing left to her too.
You think Nechka would have come to hate you? Auntie, do you still remember the last words Nechka ever said to you? Do you remember what her final words really were? The reason you haven't felt blessed is because you've forgotten the true past. Auntie, you've been wallowing in memories of your imagination and refused to let go of them. A name without a past is nothing but a withered tree with no roots, rotting without a future. It's over, Auntie. It's all over now.
I mean, the main problem is that she refused to move forward. She was so stuck in like her past and the fact that her kid died that she basically made a delusion for herself and like used a whole other kid to try and replicate her own kid. Like, it's kind of like it reminds me of a similar way of how like there are some parents who basically make mini versions of themselves and put them into their child, right? So that kid doesn't grow up to be their own kid. That kid is forced to become another version of their parents. It's giving that. It's giving like you're not even giving this kid a choice to become her own person. Basically trying to make this kid into something she's not. Like, this is beyond just go to therapy. This is, you need help. This is a delusion that you need to break out of, like, right now before you hurt other people. Her ancient name also means kinship. Right, and it's like, I remember when they were describing ancient names, there were like people who like did the ancient names like scuffed the ancient names and then they had to be like retired. This I think is going to be one of them. It is kind of giving Vache, like he was mourning someone so much that he destroyed other people's lives to get them back. You're saying this is an example of Mushansen proxy. Mushansen proxy, or MSP, is a psychological disorder marked by attention-seeking behavior by a caregiver through those who are in their care. MSP is relatively rare behavioral disorder. It affects a primary caretaker, often a mother. The person with MSP gains attention by seeking medical help for exaggerated or made-up symptoms of a child in their care. As healthcare providers strive to identify what's causing the child's symptoms, the deliberate actions of the parent or caretaker can often make the symptoms worse. Oh. Yeah, we do see a little bit. I don't think this is the only syndrome that she has, though. Because it's partially this, but also partially because she has not come to grasp with the fact that her child has died and the grief that still sits there.
Slowly now. Why don't you stay lying down? Oh, on second thought, this might not be the best place to rest. Xilonen, Nichka, Napecha can already stand now, so we made our way over.
I can carry you.
Thank you, Paimon and Mr. Traveler. I'm fine, really. The real Nichka helped me just now, so it doesn't hurt much anymore.
That's good. If you became Nichka, then this story would really become the To Kill the Brave. This isn't the place to chat. Come on, let's get out of here.
But what about Tlasoli?
Oh, don't worry. She won't be able to cause any more trouble now.
It's all over. You leave the workshop. Once outside, Xilonen asks you to go somewhere and let me read the text, homie.
All right, I've locked Auntie in the house with a few ropes. I'll take her to the tribe shortly to be punished for what she did. As for now, we can get away from the house and get some sun.
Nap time?
After dealing with all of that, I'm completely out of energy.
She's already planned out everything. Xilonen sure doesn't waste time. It's still so scary to imagine. Tlasoli wanted to turn her adopted child into Nichka, and she even nearly succeeded.
Adopted? I don't know if it's adopted. She just kidnapped the whole character.
Yeah, she was so cool in the final moments. She went right into action and took control of the situation instantly.
Well, it's all thanks to Nempeka's resilience. She never gave up. If it weren't for her bravely trying to get help, then I wouldn't have noticed Auntie's plan so easily.
You're so smart.
It was thanks to all of you encouraging me. After all, this was already the last idea I could think of. I tried to get the attention of many others who visited before, but they were all either quickly whisked away by Tlasoli or simply refused to believe me. Even if I told them everything, Tlasoli would just blame my illness to cover it up. All she had to do was start to cry, and then the guest would try to comfort her, but completely forget about me.
Ooh, I don't like weaponized crocodile tears. That's probably like something that makes me so mad.
She would inspect all the letters I sent and any gifts I received. And then, if I didn't comply, she would force me to drink some strange medicine. It would put me to sleep for a few days.
She fucking
and it would be
drugged
hard
her.
for me to remember anything. I would see a lot of weird things while I slept, and the walls around me would start talking.
Oh, girly.
I would be so scared every day. If I wasn't able to get your help this time, I might have just given up.
It's all in the past now.
You have us now, Nepeka. If anyone dares to hurt you again, the Traveler and Xilonen will send them flying! Yeah. Sorry, I just can't help it.
It's okay! This is literally traumatizing!
You are already super brave, and you even managed to call Xilonen for help. Oh, you definitely found the right person. Xilonen isn't the kind of person who gets distracted easily by crying. She pays attention when someone's talking and doesn't miss a beat.
And it was because of your help that I was able to pick up on the details. Without you, it would have been extremely difficult for her to communicate that she needed help.
Oh.
Tlisoli would certainly be more on guard if I tried to speak with her, and would probably have just kept Nepeka locked up in her room again.
So we had a part to play too! But where did Tlisoli even get the confidence to try this scheme? When Nechka was alive, surely many tribe members would have tried to help her. Was she not scared that someone would realize that Nepeka wasn't Nechka?
She must have been using the Blaze Gem inscriptions for a very long time.
That's certainly a possibility. The inscription she created would not only collect information related to Nechka's past, but also actively erase people's memories of Nechka. It's similar to graffiti. If you want to paint something new on a wall that has been painted before, then first you must remove the old painting. It's possible that I was also one of her targets, which would explain why she was so willing to let me have the central inscription.
Whoa, and you still took it? If it were Paimon, she would have thrown that thing away the first chance she had!
Yeah, but she didn't know.
Well, you can uncover the truth without taking some risks, right? If I hadn't disassembled the inscription myself, I would have never realized her actual motives.
So you suspected her from the very beginning?
Oh, no, she's my auntie after all. How could I have seen her as a villain from the start? The most I did was keep the possibility and a corresponding plan in mind, and it was just our luck that the worst case scenario actually happened. But now that I look back on it, we still managed to rescue a suffering child, even if that wasn't our original intention. Anyway, I think we've just about summarized everything and praised each other enough by now. Everything is finally over, and Nepeka can finally be herself.
So, what should I do now, Xilonen?
Live your life.
You should do whatever you like, of course. No one's going to lock you up anymore. But I don't know what I can do. Everything I know is about Nechka. What she'd like to eat, which flowers she enjoyed, how she acted and spoke. I'm not her, but I can only be like her. I don't know, Xilonen. I just don't know.
Oh, don't worry, Nepeka. The Blaze Gem inscription isn't working anymore. No one will force you to be somebody else again.
But I no longer remember anything about myself now besides my name. What if I never remember my life and lose all of my past?
I don't think this is the intention, but it also reminds me of like when native settlers had to like conform forcefully to American ideals and schooling systems because they wanted to erase like indigenous people's heritage and stuff like that. So a lot of that history and their culture and tribes and like all that was lost to time. And now they need to figure out, like, after I think those mandates were like kind of repealed, it's not fully repealed, but like after all of those ideas were like kind of removed, now a lot of the people from the new generation who were forced to like attend these American institutions and were forced to give up their like indigenous way of teaching and all that stuff, now they have to go back to a past where like they don't know what their history was like, and like trying to see like recover details of their past, and the only thing they do know is the Americanized way of themselves. You take away a name, you take away a culture. Yeah, exactly. It's also similar to abusive relationships. Once you're away from it, you don't always know what to do after. Yes, that's true as well. And then if you don't work through that, you could end up being in another abusive relationship.
I'm scared, Xilonen. What should I do?
Oh, baby.
Oh, don't cry, Nepeka. Here, take this. I took some ore from Tlisoli's collection and made this as a mold.
A Blaze Gem inscription! You can make them too?
Oh, of course not. It's just a pretty piece of stone. Take it. I've engraved your name, Nepeka, on the top. This is your first blessing, the one you received from a pair of people who loved you with all their hearts. It has always protected you and stood over you. For all of past, present, and future, it's never strayed far.
But I don't even remember the names of my parents. I don't remember anything.
we can find that history. Or at least try.
I won't make any big promises and say everything will return to normal. I'm not sure what kind of future you will face. I can only promise that no matter what the future holds, your name will never fade. This is a blessing given to you by a name engraver. You'll continue to grow and mature as a sapling sprouts upward and becomes a healthy tree, or as birds spread their wings to fly high into the sky. Your name is your starting point, as well as your guide. Remember your name and everything you've experienced, and you'll know how to step into your future.
I'll do my best. You can do it, Nepeka!
We'll always be with you.
Thank you all. Xilonen, Paimon, and Mr. Traveler.
Why do I get a mister? Can I just be Traveler?
If you really can't come up with what to do, don't worry. Just relax and take it easy. We're from the same tribe after all. If nothing else works, I can always go to the elders and look up your history. And until then, you can stay at my workshop. I can handle another mouth to feed.
You do have a backup plan.
Oh, I don't know if the plan will work. I'm not even sure who I should look for. Well, rather than placing our hopes on a plan that relies so heavily on luck, we should just focus on ourselves. Well, anyway, enough about all that for now. Let me take Tlasoli back to the tribe first. Oh, come with me, Nepeka. Oh, gosh. I nearly forgot that we haven't even had dinner yet.
Oh my gosh, you like
what
me
would
for
you
real,
like
for
to
real.
eat?
We forgot to eat.
Huh? Oh, anything. I'm not picky.
Oh, good. Let's go. We have a lot of work to do. We have a very busy future ahead of us.
Aww.
Oh, and one more thing. Happy birthday, Nepeka.
Aww. Ah! She is in fact mothering. Oh, that's so precious.
Oh, you're here. Everything's been taken care of now. I was just about to go have a rest.
What about Tazoli? Will she be punished?
Well, the tribe is still discussing that. I mean, not many have ever used ancient names to commit a crime. Pakal will have a lot on his plate. What I do know is that Tlasoli's workshop will be closed permanently, and any remaining incomplete Blaze Gem inscriptions will be completely destroyed. And as for the completed Blaze Gem inscriptions, I'll be handling them, which, yet another hassle to deal with. Anyway, at least her ancient name is fine. Otherwise, we'd have a real mess on our hands. Oh, and speaking of ancient names, I actually have some good news. The memories that were absorbed by the Blaze Gem inscriptions can be restored to their owners.
Good.
Now, once all the Blaze Gem inscriptions stop working, the memories will return to their respective owners.
So everyone's memories of Nechka will all come back.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, now that I think about it, in her attempt to get Nechka to come back, Auntie made the entire tribe forget about her.
Yeah, because obviously she would look different.
Now, Nechka really is gone, but everyone is about to remember her. What a bizarre turn of events.
How's Nepeka doing?
She's resting in my workshop. I contacted others from the tribe and told them about my plan to conduct an official investigation into her history. The tribe hasn't responded yet, so I'm planning to take her in for now and teach her some crafting skills.
Oh, she's gonna become an apprentice.
But that's for another time. For now, she should just rest and sleep. After all, she's got a busy future ahead of her.
Cute. I like that. That story quest made me... Oh, that hurt. That like hit in the chest right there. I love her though. She's so fun. I kind of impartial to the voice acting because I think maybe the inflections at the end of sentences is like a little bit different for me. It's not bad voice acting, but I'm just like... a little bit confused by some of the inflections she has. Like, it's very... A lot of the ends of her sentences sound like questions when I know they're not meant to be questions, if that makes any sense. But I do like how, like, down-to-earth her voice is. And it's just like, yeah, this is a situation. Like, I am here. I just want to get stuff done. Please leave me alone. Like, that kind of thing. I think she's a good voice actor. I'm just very confused by the inflections at the end. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's just very different. Like, I think in comparison to, like, Skylar Davenport, who is Citlali, hearing her, like, very animated voice versus Xilonen's more down-to-earth voice is, like, a stark contrast. Fuck Koyo for not putting content warnings. That needed a content warning. I'm not gonna lie, that quest needs a content warning. There are a few world quests and events that should have content warnings. This is one of them. As much as this story isn't about Xilonen herself, I really like this. She is a central part of this story, and I do like it for that, even though the story isn't technically focused on her. Like, before, I was kind of just like, okay, she's like this character who's kind of just like, no nonsense, no, like, I need to get work done type deal, and, like, don't let me do extra shit. I want to be left alone, like, let me rest and all that shit. But, like, after this quest, you get to see a lot of, like, her moral compass. And I think that, I personally, is the one thing I want to see more in a lot of character stories, even if they're not focused on that main character. I think the NPC dynamics are overshadowing in the showcase of the character, where it's decently written enough still to enjoy. I think because of how we see Xilonen act through this particular story, like, she has such a large hand in how to rescue Nepeka, to where I'm just like, it's not just Nepeka's story, it's also Xilonen's story, just a little bit. We don't get to see, like, her origin story or anything like that. But for this case, I think she was involved enough. Like, she was such a central part of the rescue that this does make it her story as well. Also, I think because it's a tribal quest, maybe that's why it's not solely focused on just Xilonen, which I don't mind if that's, like, the case, because the tribal quest is supposed to represent what happens in the tribe itself versus the specific character. So I think for this, I'll give it a pass. We kind of did unofficially say it's the character. Yeah, it's unofficially the character story. There is, the main takeaway is that the character is going to be in there, the one that's supposed to be, like, the ancient name bearer for the tribe, but it's technically not a character story for them. This is my favorite one, even though it was very heavy content stuff. I think for me, Scions of the Canopy is actually the weakest story for me. In terms of the 3 tribes that we have right now, I think Children of Echoes is my favorite, then People of Springs, then Scions of Canopy. I just really did not like the Scions of Canopy one. I didn't enjoy the message or premise of Scions of Canopy, but I think I learned the most about the culture of the tribe of that quest. Yes, I think I agree with that, because it wasn't so focused on something that happens outside of the tribe. Like, what happened with Scions of Canopy was internal. Both of these situations with the People of the Springs and the Children of Echoes are individual scenarios that happen with people from the tribe, but it doesn't involve the entire tribe. I think we learn more about the Children of Echoes tribe's cultures and values in Kachina's Archon quest. Like, when we interact with her, more so than we do in this quest.